We were seeing like Viper Tusk in the off lane. Now we're Lina Centaur.
But what I'm saying is that Alliance still ban out those melee position 4s because Yapsor is the only one that still picks those.
Oh yeah,
that's not.
Yeah.
Dota, I think, who was it talking about in the interview? It might have been Yapsor, or it was probably Zai. It's the sort of thing Zai would say, but you look around the regions, and you can see a lot of different ideas of Dota that all... I wouldn't be surprised if he plays Earthshaker when things come to crunch time.
But that's what Secret, they are forever have been a team that is very slow in the way that they play, where they allow their opponent to come to them. Like, think about how Virtus Pro have been playing in their series recently. It's a big scrim partner for Secret. They don't cross the river, they allow their opponent to come to them, and then they punish.
Are they still after their major performance?
Maybe not,
Play somebody else. Yeah. EG, can you play on pinch?
Turn to pick.
Alright, we got...
Solid ban. That is it's so good, and
what we need to do is probably like Secret bans up simply the idea of which we ban out the way position that we go with camera.
it's so I think we're just back to more of this ancient stacking and spend like all these battlefield carries. We'll spend pack on built in and go full fighting items.
There's one thing that I've...
This is a little bit, yeah. It's their
Radiant's turn to pick.
As Centaur, you hit Stampede, and they're just gone.
Yeah, I like
Rook, perhaps.
Tiny. Okay.
Oh, well,
This is a little bit, yeah. It's their mid hero, most likely for Nisha to play. But from Alliance, again, the idea of the bans, the Tusk and Nixies, are both supports that can unlock the fight where they open up the relocate.
That's also very good to take third because
10
Alliance might be
seconds
thinking
remaining.
Tiny in this spot with all the stuns. And it's like
5
I actually
seconds.
like I played with this man. I lived with Limp for years.
And he loves the
Across
Tiny.
multiple games. If you ever say, hey, do you want Tiny?
He just says yes.
He will say yes.
Alright.
There's some games he would say no. It's like a terrible, terrible matchup. But if you pushed him, he would still play Tiny.
Happy
And
he has a filter on it.
legit, I think there's not many hero player combinations and you can say, yep, that's the best person on this hero. Limp is the best Tiny. He just is. He has been for years.
Is Limp also not a really good Lina? I seem to remember that, but I don't know why. I haven't seen him play it in a while, though.
He is, but I don't think that you.
Well, when you think of him, you think of DP, DK, and then Carl added the.
When I think of Alina, I think of Sumail. I think of maybe Thompson more so.
He can still play it though. Let's not make...
It's a stylistic thing. Limp is your initiator. He's a bruiser, and a lot of these other mids, Thompson as an example, prefer this flashy spellcaster style. Pugna is another example.
Yep.
Dying.
Now, there's one thing that is very obvious when you're the best Tiny player. You also know what is best against Tiny.
Yeah.
And you know how to play that because you know how annoying it is to play against. So I'm curious to see what Limp will get his hands on for that. I am very excited for the Warlock, though. I've seen this be a very dominant hero with the Fatal Bond.
So, TA used to be really nice against Tiny. I think you win the lane. The thing is, Tiny gets so much armor now that it's tough to target him later in the game.
Okay.
But Tiny combo doesn't really ever affect you because of refraction.
You can kill Io real nicely.
For first, we need to look at just Alliance's carry right now, because they set themselves up with this Warlock pick to go potentially for a Spectre to go into the Eye Gyro. They can easily go for a Greedier like a Void, not so great in laning phase, but with a Warlock you get to farm. And then there's the final one, which is the Juggernaut. You have no pressure of the type of game that they have right now. So they're the big three for Alliance to talk about. And that's what Secret. We mentioned, this Tiny mid lane, but if it's a 5 Gyro playing, a 5 IO, playing with a Gyro, Tiny's now just a 4. This is where you might want to pick up a more flexible hero to keep that Tiny flex going a little bit longer into the draft.
Yeah. I think they commit to it as 4 though.
Bam. Yeah. This is nice.
Okay, now Tiny's flexed.
Well, exactly. So they pick the Underlord up. Tiny's flexed between 4 and then mid, and then they have this Underlord to deal with it. But it just opens up for, I think, Juggernaut still comes into play.
Right. It's cool to also to watch the meta progress. Because yesterday we saw Hellbear Smashers almost beat OG in a series. I think on the back of the round. And honestly, I think if it's a better team, they're beating OG. And they played their hearts out, but this Underlord pick was sick because it was great in the lane. The team fight potential is nuts. And you get to call a taxi. Do you know how helpful it would have been 2-3 a.m. if I just had a go-to taxi teleport?
But the key thing is, though, we've seen multiple different pro players play the taxi recently, and Kezu, for example, not a good Uber driver.
No.
You don't want him playing.
No,
but Rasmus, he's done the hours.
Yeah.
How about Zai? How do Swedish drivers
this is his.
I don't.
This is premiere.
Sweden,
Yeah.
I will say,
Diane's
we've had to drive
turn to
to and
back.
from the studio every day. I've been really impressed.
Nice.
People are
Polite.
polite,
Polite.
signaling. I've never seen signals used on a highway before till I came here.
I mean, Kyle, you're not the one driving. Cap
No.
is. He's not impressed. Okay, we'll see. We'll see Zai make the plays here with the Underlord.
Response to that, though,
yeah.
the Underlord, like you just mentioned, they instantly go, or I say instantly, they talk about it for a little bit, but they go for the Lifestealer, a hero that can happily play into Underlord, and when the game gets a little bit more, stagnant, minute 6-7, Lifestealer will happily stay by himself. If this is a tiny position 4, zero
Radiant's
pressure is
turn
applied
to
to this
back.
Lifestealer now.
Yeah.
You kind of feel forced to move that away and pick up a ranged position 4.
But the trouble is, tiny as a core doesn't really touch him either. You don't. I actually think you'd prefer it as a 4.
Just okay, sure,
And,
just
and
to
you
stack it. Yeah, yeah.
abuse lane mechanics. So you're gonna
Yeah,
buy
yeah.
boots first anyway.
That's true,
Just
true.
just accept you've lost bottom, but because it's a
10
warlock,
seconds.
like you can't really lose this lane so hard you feed.
Yeah, that's
so
how you
just let it die. Like
It's actually such a
rolls
bad
mid.
tiny core game.
Yeah.
Don't do tiny core. I was just thinking about, okay, so yeah, who's actually jumping if it's not... Oh, yeah, he's not really enjoying jumping anyone right now.
No, and this allows you to last pick your win condition.
Exactly, yeah.
Mhm.
Love the ban of the Razor, though, from Alliance.
Yep.
Just to remove the biggest counter to Lifestealer.
Yeah.
Is, okay, Morphling banned by Secret.
Because Secret's damage output isn't really the issue. The Razor would have been perfect because it controls the damage output of Alliance primary DPS. And then you look at Secret's draft, you think, wow, that's a lot of sustain. If they remove Lifestealer from the equation, they're winning every team fight.
If they put Tiny mid, can they not just go for the Puppy Oracle and get rid of the Fatal Bonds every time?
No,
That's not good.
it's not good enough.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. There's a reason that I'm the host and you guys are the outlet.
Question.
It was a great question, but...
But got Queen of Pain banned out as well.
Okay.
Because that would mean that Puppy's the one playing the IO. I guess he
Yeah,
would.
I expect that- yeah, I
he would.
expect that.
Yeah, I guess he would. You're right.
The thing is,
10
you
seconds
want.
remain.
Well, you're gonna see if the Lina is mid or not.
5
It's not a bad
seconds
Lina
remain.
mid game, to be fair, but I just think it's better as a 4. Right?
I love it for
It's this idea of net worth management. So, what does a Lina give you if it's got 12k net worth versus 7 or
You're
6?
still gonna die if you get stuck.
Yeah, exactly. There's not like a huge timing you get. It's really just the spellcast, like Aether Lens, the Yules, the Ags. We saw the Refresher come out. Like, yeah,
10
you want this on a
seconds.
support because you die all game no matter what, as T just said. So, Alliance, I think we go limp here.
5
I think
seconds.
Death Prophet looks real solid.
Banned out.
Good ban from Secret.
DK
Very good
banned
man.
2.
Don't-
Tiny already picked by Secret.
What does he
Lesh
play?
is still in the pool.
Mars.
But Mars it is.
Okay, yeah. He's not played a lot of
now.
heroes so far in DPC. It is DK Mars, Tiny and one little cheeky Sanking game in there.
Yeah. Stuns.
Stuns for days. And you now have this first phase Ayajaro, which it needs
10
to lean on the fact that it can
seconds
abuse the jungle and have top net worth. Because going into like mid to late game, you're
5
running into Golem, you're running
seconds
into
remain.
Arena. Just running away with Stampede, so it is a hard Ayajaro game. It is first phase, so it should be countered. Secret, this last pick has to.
What is it? I think. I mean, it seems awkward, but I'm thinking TA.
They go for the mid sanking themselves.
I don't know. Mid same.
No, they need someone who can
They need
really
physical
pressure. Yeah, they need
damage.
someone to pressure the mid lane. They can't allow themselves to lose all lanes.
Troll just feels bad. Like the trouble is.
Oscar.
Your hero
Sure.
make the ultimate
Now.
choice.
Go on.
This is. I've heard a lot about mid Mars. Going back all the way to the Book of El Minor. Cinderin. He has last pick. Dendi Mars. He said, and I quote, Necrophos is the only hero that will beat Mars in lane. He proceeded to die 3 times by 6 minutes. However, Necrophos is the Mars counter pick.
Beautiful.
You can't die. You shove the lane, and level 6, you can start to apply a lot of heavy pressure. I love this pick, actually. They needed something that could survive against this massive physical damage. It's great against strength heroes. Alliance have 3 of them.
Yeah, Secret right now, they are playing around the fact that they have Necro, they have Underlord. Both of these will be the big damage soaks.
Yeah.
If Alliance ever waste the arena, the Golem, that's when Iogyro comes in quickly and will join the kind of like the post-fight fight.
Yeah.
If that never happens, and Alliance is able to always start the fight on their accord, jumping the Iogyro, I think it'd be easily possible this type of game, but it's on Secret to play the tanky heroes and utilize that quick jungle farm that they'll get and outpace the Lifestealer. So pretty close game. It'll be a lot of fighting.
Yeah, I think Alliance should be careful not to invest too much into their mid game.
Okay.
You need to be able to scale Nico
sure,
Baby and Limp, because Secret's draft is just they're gonna be so survivable if they invest in like fight items like Blink Yul's BKB or something like
It's
this.
gonna be rough, yeah.
You lose one fight as Limp and suddenly your game's ruined.
Yep.
You want to be able to scale. I think he's the one who buys the Deso. Nico goes for like that armlet right click build, and they hit a huge minus armor timing and just go kill the Wisp.
All right. Sounds like a lot of fighting, and I know that our commentary team will be very happy with that. Let's head over to Cap and Fogged.
Hey, a whole bunch of fighting is exactly how I want to see Alliance become Kingslayers, because as we are approaching the halfway point of the Western European DPC, we're already seeing things being a lot more competitive in this second season, right, Fogged? The Secret's already dropped one series.
We are, and we're seeing Alliance playing really well lately, especially Hanskin. I think he's the one that I've been... Him and S4. S4 has maybe like 1 or 2 games where it looks a little weird, but he lands the clutch spells, the clutch combinations, and this looks like it's going to be a battle of just kind of like avoiding team fights for a bit of time for Secret, and Alliance really looking for those fights, playing around this Mars and Warlock for the majority of the game. But I like the point that Kyle makes too, though. They have to make sure they don't get out-farmed, because I think that's what Secret's kind of looking for here, this Iogyro just out-efficiencying the Lifestealer overall throughout the game.
Yeah, and it's definitely one of the things that is slightly concerning for me is just the fact that Alliance doesn't have that kind of de facto, our hard carry is going to win this game, right? Because he's already going to have a bit of a hard time being kited, and then that last pick, Necrophos, makes his game quite hard. And I feel like that's the most reliable Alliance style anyway, is when Nico Baby is on the biggest, baddest carry in the game.
Agreed. Yeah, definitely. I actually think this Necrophos kind of saved the draft for me. Their draft was looking a little weird, like just the damage potential that they had versus the 3 beefy cores, the Mars, the Centaur, and the Lifestealer. I was kind of worried about their damage overall in the game. I think the Necro might have just fixed everything, and it does give them these good, like, rallying around the Underlord and the Necrophos, these multiple forms of sustain with Io, could be enough for them to go through these tanks Alliance has gone for.
Yeah, Lifestealer typically likes those kind of drawn-out fights, right, where he uses his self-sustain to just keep on trucking through, and I feel like Secret can combat that with their own sustain between Io, Necrophos, and, as you're saying, the Underlord. I mean, just big team fight kind of death ball that they have.
Yeah, definitely. And we'll see how these lanes end up going down, because this bottom lane, I feel like it could go pretty bad for Secret pretty quickly.
Yeah.
The Centaur and Lina is extremely powerful. They get from the missile, so they're going to be able to push Hanskin away, but even with missile, as soon as Lina hits 2, you can kill this missile. You're always going to be putting pressure with this high base damage on both heroes. I think Matu's going to suffer quite a bit.
Yeah, absolutely. No, this is definitely the lane where Alliance can shoot off to a crazy good start, as it did seem like they were kind of focusing on the lanes. And for good reason, too. I mean, S4 has had some really good performances so far in the second season of the DPC, and you like to see him get off to a good start.
Yeah, absolutely. I like how they just open up with it, too, right? Like, Centaur, Lina, first 2 picks. As soon as they see Iogyro, they're like, all right, you guys want to go for greed. We're going to go for just battling you.
Yeah.
As we see Yapzor, he gets the half pull. So he does get this really successful pull up top, be able to just aggro 2 of the creeps. He's even going to try pulling away from the tower. Unfortunately, it does walk back in.
Dire's top tower is under
eventually
attack.
push out further, but this is what the plan was, Second Secret. They're playing versus Warlock. He can't stop pulls.
Yeah, as much as Warlock is able to win lanes through his presence, nobody's able to be able to stop these heroes from just walking behind the tower constantly. So.
Yapzor getting another range creep deny. He actually got like half pull again, so 2 creeps will be taken out there. And that's going to deny quite a bit from Nico Baby and set up Zai for a good positioning in the lane, as it's going to push out.
So we haven't actually seen it on camera. So for those watching, what do you mean by the half pull?
Sorry about that.
No.
As the Tiny, he pulls between, and you wait until 2 melee creeps, or 1 or 2 of them, move past the range, and you drag the range creep aggro from the dire creeps onto your range creep, and then you click on an enemy hero across the map, and you pull the melee creeps onto the range creep. So he successfully did deny 2 range creeps from Nico Baby, and it will, like we said, get Zai into a good position in the lane to be able to get some good farm that maybe he would struggle normally versus this team.
Yeah, whenever I see that play, I feel like that's like that is like effectively the highest mechanical play you can pull off when it comes to these 4-position lane shenanigans. You know, everyone can like go behind a tower and pull a creep wave and stuff, but being able to pull it between the tier 1 and tier 2 and get those half pulls in where you're denying the range creep over and over again, like that is something you actually have to practice, and it is a very effective technique, as we're seeing Zai actually does have a decent game here. Bottom seems to be going not great for the gyrocopter, and kind of as expected, S4 is owning in the CS.
Yeah, they even tried using like flag pushing out the way, but there's not a whole lot you can do with these 2 heroes versus like the Centaur lane of this matchup. S4 does have to be careful not to get too low. There is a good amount of damage if there's no creeps around with the barrage and the amp that the IO does give you. He does have to be a little cautious. Yeah, I love this like pull between these 2 towers. I've been seeing range creeps just walk into towers and stuff for no reason. So yeah, I think it's actually gotten even harder to be able to do this effectively.
Yeah, I have noticed some wonky things happening with creep aggro and movement lately. Ziapsor is going to find a little bit harder. Nice 2-man stomp. They're going to go for Puppey first. He pops a very fire. They need 1 or 2 more hits, but it's not quite enough. Hanskin, meanwhile, he may actually be the one to go down. He gets off an Ella's way, hides into the trees. Nicely done by him, and Matamba Man, he'll pop a lot of damage in return. So no first blood just yet, despite everybody getting low in these side lanes. That kill is still available.
I think you take this trade pretty hard, though. As Secret, you're happy with this because you have an IO. So you salve up the IO, you clarity him too. You're going to win the efficiency war of regen down there. Now they've actually pushed the lean away. They don't get the kill, but now it's going to give Gyro some nice breathing room to actually get some last hits, as we said, struggling.
Yeah, and maybe they can even pressure the Centaur a bit. As you can see, Puppey doing a good job with that aggro you were talking about, trying to pull the creeps away from the neutrals here. Doesn't quite grab the range creep, though. S4 will likely deny.
Mid is definitely going very one-sided. Nisha's actually been top.
Yeah, they're battling right now. They do have the fatal bonds on
First blood is on the ground.
that doesn't matter. Those guys still didn't get the kill on it. Nico didn't not able to keep up, especially with the Yapsor constantly in his face. A lot of creeps coming in as well. Zai, since he was low, is actually going to pull the creeps over, and it'll make it a little bit harder for them to get those last hits sitting underneath the tower. That is a gigantic creep wave up there.
Wow, I love that. I love that they're able to get the kill, and I'm surprised they're able to get the kill too. And it's because of these little mechanic changes in the lane, right? Like otherwise, Underlord, he's never gonna get these type of setups on a Warlock. But yeah, Secret making some nice moves. Nisha, we're seeing that mid matchup. It's quite dominant.
Yeah, seriously. You were there in that the show match, right? With oh, you weren't.
No.
Oh, okay. So that was. It was me, Kyle, Cinderin. All I remember is I have nightmares about Dendy Mars, mid-Mars still.
Yep.
That was
also the broken. Let's be honest though, that was the broken Mars. That was Mars.
That's true.
He was, like recently added. He had all these crazy like damages on everything. Pretty much cooldowns were all super low. Your stacking was even better. Like, this is actually a nice approach to Nisha. He actually skips ult, so he puts the second point in his Heartstopper just to bully Limp even more, because he's not expecting Limp to make a misplay and just die to him. So he's just playing for the lane effectively, which is a cool approach.
And whenever a Heartstopper gets buffed up, right, it makes lane matchups, you can be even more dominant, right, because you're getting more regen than you were before. So if that snowball starts rolling, you can, and just certainly, just dumpster a matchup, potentially. Matamba Man thought S4 was going to be contesting a little bit more. S4's just keeping the creeps from pulling over to the hard camp. It's funny how both of these, both Radiant and Dire, are battling over this same hard camp pull over and over again.
So he just wants to get a wrap around here. They can definitely kill S4 or Hanskin if they get a good positioning there from the top. Level 2 overcharge, level 2 rocket barrage with the spell amp. It's enough. Even versus this Vanguard, he's going to be fairly squishy versus all the magic.
You'd see Hanskin he's playing like directly next to the ramp, it feels like. So Yapzor always feels like he's going to get spotted first. They're going to go for it now. That S4 is quite low. They're going to toss over. He does get hit by the LSA, but he's still going to be in range of the Avalanche. And that should... Oh! Vanguard is just enough, and Matama Man, who was so low, he couldn't keep going to finish him off. So they actually survived. The rotation from Yapzor misses.
That, just even the slight mini stun from Missile probably saving that he can just back up a little bit further. Very nice for Alliance, very nice for S4.
Yeah, I mean, like, if Hans continued to get off the LSA before he gets tossed, like, there's so many little things that had to go right. It's we're definitely watching the two best teams right now match up against each other, with both of the side lanes showing that these little mechanical things can make a big difference.
Yeah, I think Nisha's going to be a pretty big X factor, honestly. Like, they already tried to kill him the once with the Mars ult. He just survives through it with all his stick charges. He's going to have Hood ready. So a lot of that damage the Alliance does have is that magical. He's going to be really survivable. And as we said, you know, they have a lot of tanky bruisers on Alliance, but this Necrophos last pick is going to make them look quite a lot weaker.
Yeah, and then maybe that's a bit why Yapzor is pressuring this bottom lane, right? Because those two heroes right there, Centaur and especially the Lina, those are the biggest threats to the Necrophos, right?
Absolutely agreed. And I feel like top, like, he's already happy because they got a kill on Warlock. You know, you got Zai first blood, which probably shouldn't have happened. Like, Zai's actually tied net worth with a Centaur who's a Centaur versus Gyro. So that's usually not the case that we'd be seeing happen from Secret. But this Underlord usually would be quite far behind. So yeah, recognizing that he can make moves down here because he can't really hit the other two lanes. And he's body
blocking, doing a good job of it. The missile's going to connect. No toss for another 5 seconds. They're just going to have to do it with the attacks, and they do get him. Yapzor securing the last hit. And S4, not enough damage to get a rebuttal, especially since he's got the 1-1-3 build, not the double-edged maxed out build that we've seen occasionally. But that's mostly been against heroes you can actually pressure more.
Yapzor's trying to go in again. He might just give his life.
Okay. Did he just run up the hill there and S4 was sitting there already?
He had this. He still has the ward on the side that Hans plays. So he's just watching Yapzor playing, and Yapzor just... He tried to make a fun play. He had vision of him too, though, with the ward, but he lost vision for a hot second because he goes on to right next to the ramp.
Yeah.
And we're seeing Limp. He's trying to be active. He's trying to move around because he can't sit mid. You can't just sit versus this Necrophos because you're going to get next to nothing because he's denying all the creeps you do try to get with your rebuke. Trying to make moves around top. Can't quite find it. We're seeing his net worth really get impacted. He's 1,300 behind Nisha at the moment.
Yeah, and they've got the Warlock sitting in the mid lane while the Mars is kind of moving around, which makes sense because unfortunately Warlock is not really a ganking hero, nor is he having the best time anymore against the Underlord. I mean, Zai's level 8, so not much a 5-position Warlock is going to do against that, so...
No, and dude, Zai is huge on it.
Yeah.
3,700 net worth at this point in the game. That's okay. He cancels his rift. Thought he was in trouble.
Where was he going anyway?
He was going to base.
Oh, okay.
Maybe he thought he was getting gone on, or maybe he missed. Like, I don't know. That was a little weird. But yeah, this is normally not the situation you'd see. Like Underlord versus Lifestealer, you'd usually see the Underlord having some problems, but he's ahead of the Centaur, who was versus Gyro, the lane that Alliance wanted to go a bit better. Secrets actually had the better start to this game in the first 10 minutes, which I actually thought Alliance was going to have a bit better laning phase, at least in the side lanes. Not the mid lane, but the few side lanes I thought would go quite a bit stronger.
And we're going to have a short pause here as hopefully the lag smooths itself over, but I mean, for context for this series, for those who maybe just haven't been watching the DPC as a whole, Alliance are currently 3-0, and they matched up against some of the top teams. All they have left right now is Secret, and then the teams that are expected to be bottom 3, Tundra, Hellbear Smashers, and Brave. So what this effectively means is that if Alliance can bring down Secret here, then it's pretty much an easy ride for them to first place. No problem. A 4-0 with basically the rest of the teams left in the field, teams that you should be beating. Alliance should be basically 7-0 by the end of the season and being first place and already being in playoffs. But they need to be able to make some moves here, and they're going to go for this bottom lane kill. Oh, the Golem drop actually stops Puppy from being able to relocate out, but the Reaper side stops the Mars. He goes down, but Tungman actually survives through it all. FNG's going to be run down by Nisha, no doubt, especially with the missile chasing him out as well. Alliance try and make a move here because they weren't happy with how the lanes were going, but a big rebuttal by Nisha.
man, that's 2 times now Limp. Unsuccessful ults on not getting able to get any kill. Yapster doesn't even TP, actually stays mid. He TP'd there to farm. Zai doesn't even go to help the team. He actually canceled his TP. They knew that they could just stand there and sustain through it.
Dire's bottom tower is in danger.
That's your first golem usage.
The dire
That's your
glyph
first
is now
stampede,
active.
and the golem actually just gets farmed by Matumbo. So he actually just gets an extra 100 gold for himself infused.
You know,
problematic start.
I know it's pretty low on. All right, they're like, no, it's for you don't get to try and go for a deny, not by yourself like that. I know it's low on disables, but this Necrophos plus IO plus 1 seems like such a cool combination. Just because Necrophos shows up to a fight, he gives a bit of heals, and that's nice, but then it goes on to the IO, so whoever's connected to the IO gets even more. Maybe the IO connects to the Necrophos and amplifies his healing when he's going in his ethereal form. There's a lot of cool synergy here.
Yeah, it ended up like their draft did end up rounding out very nicely when they get like the Underlord and then that Necro last pick with IO. You know, Necro or Underlord might go for these, you know, these tanky items. Probably not the Greaves, let's say this game, but you know, pipe and all that. It's all going to be extra effective because of that IO with the Jaren. 33k gold advantage, and you know, Lifestealer, he's gonna be able to, he's gonna keep this farm steady here, but Gyro's gonna start getting very accelerated.
So at this point, yeah, especially with once he completes the Ags, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So in which case, with like 3,000 net worth of lead for Secret, it's no doubt that they're winning right now. So what is the next, like, we just saw one big move from Alliance that kind of failed. What would you say the next big play from them can be that they can kind of change their current fate?
I honestly think they have to try it again. They have to try round 2, but they have to get better.
Oh no, the Reaper side catches him! He did not see that one coming. He had the rage ready to go, but I believe he even had Armlet untoggled there, but gets caught by Nisha rotating up and hits the Reaper side from the low ground.
Oh no, that is devastating. Look how long he's dead for, 45 seconds. The one hero that's having a good time right now in Alliance now gets shut down. He's gonna lose his tower, and Limp now it doesn't feel like he has a move on the map either. He's farming Blink Dagger, but this, if he's gonna buy this Blink Dagger, and if his move isn't like it doesn't hit hard in the next moment, his game is gonna be effectively done. Into this lineup of Secret.
So all eyes on Limp. As soon as he picks up that Blink Dagger, whatever move Alliance makes, it's probably going to be a smoke play. It has to be successful, and it has to be successful in a big way, is what you're saying.
Yeah, they have to get like pretty much the biggest kills possible. They have to kill Nisha probably, and I don't know if they have enough damage to take down this Necrophos at all now, unless they focus absolutely everything onto him. He actually has Halberd done on top of this hood. Absolutely massive this game so far.
Man, even the Sange, just for someone like Necrophos, it's kind of crazy. Status resistance plus self-healing and amplification. It's a lot of dirty synergies here.
Exchange is definitely, I think, the best item at the moment in the patch. It just feels Exchange and Solar Crest are just absolutely, they just feel so strong. And Hood, I'm actually just seeing like Hood every single game too.
Zai's gonna come up. He's not afraid of anything, apparently. There's a rebuttal from Limp. He's gonna get the spear inside the arena underneath the tier 1 tower, but the reload is coming in, and Alliance aren't actually strong enough to fight this. Maybe they can still hold their tower here, but the glyph is gonna wear out. They're gonna drop the goal. They do have a really good fatal spawn. The spear goes through. With the relocate back, they're gonna be able to catch these heroes potentially. It's the Stampede going off. They're gonna be able to run down the Underlord. Zai's now dead. Nisha's low, but they are running a bit out of steam. Limp. He does have, he does manage to land that spear. Nico Baby's here to be able to finish him off, but he managed to get out the Ghost Shroud. He's gonna heal up a little bit more. Io's coming in. He's gonna tether him. He turns around, goes for the Reaper side, but no. Nico Baby makes sure that's not gonna happen. Limp keeps it going. Now with that arcane rune, he just keeps getting hits in. Limp. That was a great fight for Alliance because they needed that. It felt like if they didn't win that fight, this game was just going to go downhill.
And that was such good awareness there to see that the relocate's going back when they get the stun, so it's forcing hit untethered. Yeah, she gets forced to relocate away, and they have them all fatal bound together. That looked a little dicey with the way it started off, but the way that they actually forced that relocate to go off from the stun, beautiful. Because they went on Zai, so it's like, this arcane rune, it was everything. Like Limp gets to get off so many extra blinks, so many extra spears and rebukes, that it actually allows him to take the fight.
I hope we get to see this. 4, 3, 2, 1. Drops the golem. He's stunned, and maybe there was like a small second, but it's like at that that point in time, maybe he even wants to get him out of there just because that look was a great FNG, a whole of the lines, making that move and let's keep it going, especially Eco Baby getting the rotation in was very important for that fight. And now Secret, they had themselves, what, that was like a 4,000 net worth lead, now 1K.
Alliance has been doing this a lot in this DPC. Just execution in team fights has been top notch. Like FNG just recognizing when the team can rally and take this fight. Like Limp knowing his power too. With that Blink Dagger, that Arcane Rune, they've caught themselves back up in the game.
I thought he was rushing Axe, but he's a Crystal.
Okay, he did this last time he played the Gyro too. I actually didn't get to ask him why. I think it's just because they're fighting so much and he just wants any cheap damage.
Yeah.
When he shows up to the fight, it's the cheapest, best damage that you can get on a Gyro.
Yeah, I mean, that's been a long time thing, right? I remember being that early days of Dota 2, even Dota 1, it's like if you needed a really cheap damage item that was super gold efficient, Crystallis was always the play.
It's going to be good versus Lifestealer. You know, I was thinking, Maelstrom is a good one because it's a very cheap, effective damage thing, but you're versus Lifestealer. You're versus heroes that are going to be building this hood. So he just wants this straight physical damage. He's got Ags anyway, right? But still very early, and he's going to continue farming at this fast speed. So Alliance, every time they have these ultis available, they kind of have to start they have to look for these fights. They have to look for these big pickoffs.
Yeah. Yeah, that is cool, because like normally play would be like Yasha, right? That's the go-to, like somewhat cheap item that helps you just do more damage. But a gyrocopter, like the pure damage helps a lot because the flat cannon is hitting everybody. You don't care about hitting them fast with flat cannon shots. There's only a limited number of those.
Yeah, I guess I think I've seen him do this like 2-3 times, maybe even 4 times. I've seen him do it a lot recently on the gyrocopter, just getting that crit. And he's gonna find an imp club too if he wants it. I think I might hang on to
there is little hope for Dire's middle tower.
We'll see.
And of course, probably should just mention the crit doesn't work for flat cannon shots, like those extra shots that come in case anybody was wondering about that. The Desolator now complete for the Lifestealer. That's a big fresh pickup.
Yapsor has his Blink Dagger too, so Secret actually have a form of initiation rather than just walking into fights.
Yeah.
So they can actually jump. Alliance still wants, they want to get the jump. If Secret starts the fight, things could be problematic. If Alliance starts the fight, it should be pretty Alliance. They still do have that heavy team fight. They just have to make sure to kill the heroes before they get healed. This sustain is going to start kicking in pretty hard from Secret.
You can see both of these teams, their philosophy is very similar, which is don't try and be efficient. Be ready to fight. Like, be ready to take this next 5-on-5, because this next 5-on-5 will determine the pace of the rest of the game, whoever wins it. So it's not worth trying to farm that extra camp or something. We play together. Alliance's case, they play into the enemy triangle, trying to see if Alliance will run, or Secret will run into them, or they'll get a free pick. Secret now doing something similar here.
Yeah, they're actually just playing as 5. It's a really good point. They're literally just sticking together here as Secret, and even on Alliance. Hanskin does TP back to start to get some push going, but very grouped up on both sides.
So if the next team fight is like all important, who do we want to see that initiation on? So start with the Yapsor. Like, who's his go-to?
If he can ever start on the supports, it's always just going to be getting onto them. And it's also if he can just get a bad positioning, like if he can toss Limp and they just burst Limp right at the start of the fight, that might actually be the best.
Yeah.
They can just Reaper Scythe him after an Ava toss combo, and just a little bit of extra damage from Firestone will kill him. So I think either Warlock or Mars if Yapsor can find it, and on Alliance side, I think... Ooh, it's tough because they're so tanky.
Yeah. IO is probably one of them, right? It always feels good to start on an IO if possible, but...
That would mean Puppy's completely out of position, though. That's like, that should never happen. We'll see Nico Baby charging in. Still have this ward on the high ground, so they have great information.
Zai's gonna break that smoke, and they're just gonna take this. They're gonna try and go for Zai here. He's gonna be very tanky, but maybe not taking enough unless they'll relocate. It gets him out of there. Puppy. Great reaction by him, and he kept him close too, so they can still take this fight potentially. S4 on the Avalanche, but they didn't have any following stuns there. That is a bit of a problem. But if Zai's not there, they pretty much only have Avalanche. They're gonna catch him inside the pit. S4 will still cop a little bit of damage here. He's actually going to use he'll come back into the pit. They're going to do a lot of damage to Reaper Scythe. That's going to be enough to finish him.
There shall be
middle tower
that's 70 seconds. No big bruiser, no big frontline, no big AoE stun. They still have the Warlock and the Lina for the backup, but now they can just go start touching this Roche.
Uh-oh.
Perfect crunch.
Got the missile, but they're going to be into a clutch point. And Nico Baby's right there in the front. Starts dishing out the damage. Midside gets a lot of heal on FNG. He managed to get off the ground, but now he's dead. Nico Baby no longer having the range. He's going to be caught inside the pit. Oh, dear, Alliance. They thought they could maybe take this at a 4 versus 5, but the death ball of Secret, they're grouped up. They're heating each other. From Alliance just doesn't seem to be doing enough to get a kill.
I just picked up that Yules too, so the pit into Yules into pit ends up connecting. I think S4 thought he was safer because he held on to Stampede thinking he can disengage, but does get stopped. YapzOr finds the back line. The Golem goes up, but there's no fatal bonds. They need every little thing coming in. That play from Alliance doesn't end up working. Now Secret who's got an Aegis
but his fate
and a near
will
BKB.
always be
Yeah, and now it's really feeling like, how do we kill anybody? Because they don't have, like, we've been having this talk, all of us basically, about the fact that, you know, big tanky boys are kind of the meta, and naturally the counterplay to that is percentage-based damage. That's something that Necrophos has, that Alliance, they don't truly have that. They have Fatal Bonds, it's kind of like that, but it's not the same, right? It's not the same for being able to burst down one hero.
No, it's so scary of who you're gonna jump, right? Like, as he was in position, so he just gets, and every little thing does come into play. Your hoods, your Vambrace for extra magic resist, etc. As you see Nico Baby attempt for a toggle, but
Radiant's bottom tower
toggle,
is under
Heartstopper
attack.
hits you instantly, you're just dead.
Yeah.
Secret finding massive footing in this game, 9k advantage, and starting to feel pretty grim now. Nico Baby had good timing on Deso and his armlet, but this gyrocopter is just starting to fully eclipse him.
Do you see a way for Alliance to be able to go late game?
No, not really, because Limp had to go for this blink and just going for BKB. He's not going to scale.
Yeah.
He's really not going to scale at all. S4 has, you know, he's got his blink, his hood, and his Vanguard, but he's not scaling either. It really feels like it's going to be Nico Baby versus the world, and they don't have anyone that's going to effectively use Fatal Bonds. Like, if Nico Baby's a hero that can dish out mass AoE damage and make that Fatal Bonds look great, maybe.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
That is something that Alliance... It's hard because you don't want to be fighting into a fresh BKB and Aegis Gyrocopter, but at the same time, you don't feel confident about letting the game go. But Secret is going to push the high ground here because they know Alliance is just trying to split push right now, so they're saying, okay, you want to split push, we're going to hit your tier 3, you have to come back to the base. And if they don't get caught in the process, it's okay. A toss back, Limp. He did get a good arena, but the Yule Steps there. Ninja snaps the immediate spear, set managed to catch Poppy though, and they take out Poppy, a big win. Matama Man is kind of in deep right now. The Reaper Scythe, oh boy, barely got him towards the end. Mars does end up going down, but a 1-for-2 trade so far to the favor of Alliance. Now they're going to go for an Underlord Dark Rift out. They're hoping to be able to kill Matama Man or catch anybody, but they just don't have any repositioning tools. Ultimately, they got 2 supports, but the cores of Secret stay safe.
Secret just forcing them. They forced them all the way back. They forced the ultis. Is what Secret really wants. Even though they lose the 2 supports, Chorus just move them their way out, and they shut down Limp again. His item progression is just completely stopped. 0, 3, and 5 on the Mars this time around.
Yeah, he's not having a great time.
No, it's snowballed so much too, and the Gyro's now alive this whole time while the poor Mars is dead too. The Gyro just continues to accelerate this much faster. Going straight dataless, just all about just sheer damage being pumped out. And it really is just so much heal. They have to focus Puppy because he's a little out of position, but even killing Puppy is starting to get hard. It's got Mech, it's got Medallion, Dragon Scale, very tanky.
And Secret, look, one notable thing is they Dark Rifted back, but they didn't go all the way back to base or anything, and they also hold the outpost. So it hasn't been much more than a minute, and Secret is right back to controlling the map. Alliance really didn't get a whole lot of farm out of that. As you can see, the network difference is still 9k.
Yeah, now it's going to force Nico Baby back to base, so he's not going to be able to get that farm that he'd like to get just out on the map. He's going to try stalling it as much as possible, or his team will, until he starts getting his item timing. They will be able to slow it decently.
All right, Matama Man getting quite low, no longer having flat cannon shots, but still having that Aegis for a bit longer. So Alliance, you've got to go. I mean, it's still a full minute. They're going to have to go for this anyway. Trying to go for this spear on the Puppy. They both things down. They do manage to get him with the golem being dropped afterwards. Matama Man, his first life is gone, but he does have BKB on the second. A buyback coming in from Puppy as he relocates in. Reaper side, they're putting damage on Nico Baby, but he managed to get the infest. They're getting him out of there. They're going to save him. Limp. He's going to be the other target. The missile's coming in, but they're going to deal with that. Alliance, they can reset off of this one. In fact, they're going to go back in. And Zombie knows it. it too. He needs to be able to dark rip them out of here. Matama Man being targeted. The spear gets him. He gets him out of the dark rift, and Matama Man will die as a result. And look at the tips coming in. They know Limp just pulled a clutch play for Alliance.
Oh my, that was so close. Nico maybe walks back into pit, nearly dies to the Reaper, but gets the Infest out to reset. Oh, that was such a sick fight from Alliance. They still have some hope in this game. That was everything coming in. Your Nico Baby finished his S and Y in the mid lane. Then that actually caused him to survive, just having that little bit of extra stats. That was huge.
Yeah, that was massive. And I have to say, like, a general philosophy, I think it's very impressive when players have a bad game and still manage to, like, still pull off the good plays. So Limp, even though he's being targeted and his game is not fun, getting off that spear was so important for Alliances. Now, they're still down. It's still a hard game. As you were talking about, they don't necessarily scale the best, but they've got a chance.
Yeah, they've got some breathing room. If Nico Baby can go finish another item, perhaps he's going to be able to. He just finished up S&Y before that fight, and he's already up to 2,000. So he's been enabled nicely. He's only 1,800 behind the gyro now, too. So some pretty good stuff for Nico Baby.
Look at this, saving Private Nico.
So close.
They get him out, and then they go back in, and then the spear catches Matu. Oh, barely outside of the range.
No smile from Nisha this time.
No, not this time.
And now Limp, he's got BKBs. So he's got easier ways to find these catches. Zai actually, in the initial start of the go, he actually did take the spear for Puppey, but Puppey's still getting burst. Puppey has to be a little more cautious with his positioning. He was right in the midst of everything with that Marzel. With Limp, he did find the 4-man Marzel, so he did find a really clutch jump.
It kind of feels like he almost, he doesn't need to be tethered at the start of the fight, it seems like.
I don't think so either. I think he should be playing quite a bit further back. They're tanky enough at this point that they're going to live the initial go. Like, Matu's got BKB too, so Puppey doesn't just rush these type of relocate saves for the most part.
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree. I think he should be sitting a little bit further back.
Alliance,
they find themselves a window. Now they're going to get their they get themselves outside the base, get themselves a tier 2, and they get time for their chaotic offering to come up. They shook Secret.
They certainly did.
Radiant's bottom tower is
I'm
under
seeing
attack.
Nisha. He actually has the shard queued up, which I think is really good, no doubt. It's good for the Necrophos. I always find it curious, though, when you decide to buy a shard versus trying to bank on Roshan, you know?
Yeah, that's true. But I've actually never seen anyone use it defensive. I've never seen anyone Death Seeker their teammate, which I think could be some that he could cause, you know, Nico Baby some troubles inside the fight.
Yeah. I mean, certainly with
secondary form of ethereal could be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Radiant
yeah, absolutely.
Scanning for enemies.
Help the IO out quite a bit. You could heal him and make him ethereal so that Nico Baby can't. Because, like, Limp does a lot of damage, but I feel like it's not enough to kill the IO by himself. He almost always needs that, like, +1.
Yeah, no, definitely. He's gotten fortunate to get an orbit
relocate,
which I think actually really helps the team. Reload. They're looking for Hanskip, but he's sneaky.
Yeah. Alliance do a good job getting in, getting back out. Part of it is that lane war where they kind of knew where the safe area was going to be.
This is a big move, though, in these last 5 minutes, though, from Alliance. Like, look at the experience. It's pretty much evened out. It was near 10,000 experience lead for Secret, too. And now just them getting out, they get the outpost even for like a minute or two, so they get some type of experience going away. Now they're even going to take away the one top, so they're going to at least have possession of one every single time it does tick for these next few moments. So, yeah, really nice stuff from Alliance.
All right, so what are the big item pickups? I'm looking at, like, flats for the Mars. That's nothing necessarily major. AC is pretty big for the Lifestealer.
Yes, that's going to be really huge. And he's got his level 20 talent. He actually took the Ghoul Frenzy, which I think I've seen a lot more people taking the Evasion most of the time, but you know, that's a new talent that people do really like, because it allows you to just stick on targets. Like, they just can't move pretty much because of that.
Yeah, and that is kind of a problem, right, with IO Gyrocopter. They're both so naturally fast. But it does mean he is potentially killing a lot of his survivability in fights.
Nisha opts away from the shard, by the way. He actually queues up a heart.
Okay.
So I think he's feeling that some damage issues might be coming into play on the side of Alliance. So if he's able to just tank the brunt of it, like these long duration fights, they're gonna go Secret's way. Yeah. Alliance is gonna have a hard time if those fights are longer than like 30 seconds or so, or 45 seconds.
Sure.
But there's the AC, so Nico Baby still very large, and they're gonna smoke with this timing. I'm pretty strong here. Solar Crest also finished up a bit ago on FNG, so they have great ways to amp him up. Look at this, 49 armor on Lifestealer.
Yeah, he's a big boy, and Alliance may be able to. I was thinking if they just ran straight into the triangle there, they wouldn't know it. But Yapster was kind of alone. They could have taken that high ground and taken a pick off before Secret could get there. But now it's a lot different. Secret are the ones on the high ground. They see.
This. They see.
Okay.
I was just watching the way Yapster was playing. Man, sometimes I really wish you could go player perspective when you're casting and stuff, but they were like just checking that free business for him.
They're gonna try it for it. BKB going off the spear, doesn't land. Limp. He's gonna try and get out with the Stampede. He's already taken so much damage, but look, Nico Baby, he's gotta be careful. Somebody's gotta be able to save him. It's gonna be FNG. He's gonna put his body on the line here to try and get Nico Baby out of here and healed up. Are they gonna be able to turn around on this? The missile going out. Reaper's Sign still available. He's gonna toss him back into the pit, but S4 is gonna go in. This may actually be an initiation. He wasn't going anywhere anyway. Actually lands in the exact same spot, and Puppy goes down as well. Nico Baby's able to focus him. Limp gonna fall, but it doesn't really matter. Nico Baby's all the damage right now, and he is pumping it out. He's trying to bring down Zai. He's punching him out for a second there, but it doesn't do enough. Now Nico Baby can start munching on Anisha. Anisha tries to save herself with the Reaper. Zai, but it doesn't do enough. Nico Baby, he's healthy, and he's having a great launch here in game 1 against Secret.
Holy moly, what a fight. Hanskin playing just right on the outskirts, getting an unbelievable amount of spells off. 4 stuns, 6 Dragon Blades, Yules. He's just kiting Nisha the entirety of the fight, and they do get the focus. They get on Matu. They blow him up. They use absolutely everything to kill this gyrocopter.
Middle tower is under attack.
Relocate, a little bit weird.
Dire's
Puts it
top
in place, but it was going to kill the
fallen.
gyrocopter anyway.
Well, Alliance, it was a small sacrifice, but
barracks are under
we'll
attack.
talk about that later. We see this initiation.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
S4 reads it, and the toss works against them. They toss him a Tamaman, and it's like, hey, let's smoke gyro.
Dire's top
And look at
barracks are
Hanskin,
under
like he gets his
attack.
double stun on Yapsor and Nisha at the same time, so they're effectively cut out of the fight. They can't even see arena at all, and everyone on the side of Alliance is hitting targets perfectly. Now Nico Baby's just going from target to target. He's at absolute freedom to just bring them down with all this minus armor and damage. That was very impressive as Nico Baby takes the top net worth in the game now.
And now he's got open wounds as well.
He does.
Because they took down Roshan, they picked up Aegis and Cheese, and Nico Baby actually took all the items for himself, and that makes total sense. I mean, he is the bedrock right now. They just need to give him as much amping up as possible.
Absolutely. I mean, this open wounds could be huge. Like, just the heal percentage that you can get versus Necrophos could be massive. Secret, they're setting up a gank for him.
Tossing over. That's kind of a cool play, but this is an Aegis Alliance. They can certainly bail him out if needed. He's going to go ahead and invest inside. He's good for now.
Massive fights. Nico Baby, he's, like you said, he finished up AC like just before that fight. He's almost got a full Scotty soon. So reducing the effectiveness of the heals and playing versus ranged carries, it's going to be super effective when he gets that online. Matu does have a Satanic finish now, so it's going to be a lot harder for them to do that one shot. But they find Zai.
Yeah, Zai. He is not going to be relocated out in time. Puppy is now in some big time troubles. He doesn't have a tether to be able to get away, so Nico Baby, he can try and munch on him. Ghost Scepter, tether up in one more second, but the Psalm comes in first. Tether away. Oh, relocate back, actually. They don't have anybody around. Yeah, so you can see him cutting creep waves here, but the siege wagons are up, so Alliance could definitely still pressure base if they want.
And honestly, pointing out too, is S4, he has a halberd for all these fights too, so that Satanic from the gyrocopter, it won't be as effective. Like he just waits for the proper moment, right? Like if you just get this halberd on him when he's starting to get low, you know, Satanic, it's a basic dispel, but nothing dispels halberd. So he'll just be screwed. He won't get any lifesteal back if he does get halberd at the right moment from S4.
Do you feel like
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
The damage of Chrysalis, so the other choice would have been Yasha, right? And if you build Yasha, you naturally build into SNY, giving you status resistance. And it does feel like Matamaban, he could use just a little bit more tank and a lot more status resistance.
That is a very good point, Cap. Maybe regretting the choice to just go for that straight damages. Alliance have just completely swung this game around.
Yeah, they certainly have it. They're going to keep the momentum going. They're going to go for Nisha here. Nisha, the Baylor's already up, so it's not like they have any way to bail him out. Nisha, he put himself out there.
He bought a relic.
Yeah.
He didn't even go for the Reaver that he was going for the tankiness. He's going for more damage, but now it just means that he dies even easier versus this. And now there's an Aghanims on Huntskin too, so extra damage, and it's pure damage versus BKBs.
Secret. They might just be crumbling a little bit here. They're going to have to hold without Nisha somehow. The relocate back a little bit. FNG's going to drop the ball before he dies. So on the other side, he's going to be traded out as he did toss in FNG for that. He's sticking onto him, and meanwhile, Bleeders is dealing with the tier 3s. Stomp coming in. Uh-oh. He's in trouble. Jarkov, they got to get him out of here. They just don't have anything, though. He's got no fight back on Alliance. They just potentially go straight for throne here.
Radiant's bottom barracks under attack.
This is so impressive here by Alliance. Getting Nico Baby just putting the team up on his shoulders. 9-2 and 9. This Lifestealer, it's got Scotty. They can't fight. They might just be able to end it.
I think they will. 60 seconds. Yavsur's going to have to do some crazy toss plays. And even that, he's got a minute left with the Aegis. I am flabbergasted that Alliance made such a sick comeback in this game, because they just looked like they didn't have any place to run. They win one fight, and they just momentum ran through Secret. Damn.
I mean, this has been Alliance in a nutshell. Honestly, this DPC this so far. They've just had so much perseverance in games, even when it's looking like they're down and out.
Whatsoever. I mean, this team seems to take momentum to a whole nother level.
This is I'm loving when I see these type of things. When you see this Mars like so underfarmed and so underleveled and everything, and he's still able to get these huge plays just from like one clutch little interaction. That's great. I'm really looking forward to the next game, and maybe next 2 games we do see Secret fix their slight mistakes that they did have in that mid game.
Yeah, that would be ideal. And we'll have to see if it actually happens. Alliance versus Secret is going to continue, but first we got to talk to the panel to break that whole thing down for us.
Thank you, Cap. Thank you, Fogg. Indeed, a couple of slight mistakes, and Alliance will take the game. And they did do that here in the first game of this best of 3. We're going to talk about that one and prepare for game 2.
After the break.
You ready? Huh? Hey, he's a good boy, huh? You ready? Huh?
Start your esports career now at play.eslgaming.com.
You love it, you wear it. What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.
Alliance's turn to ban.
It is Dire's ban. It is Radiant's ban. Seconds remain. 5 seconds remain. Dire's turn to pick. Radiant's turn to pick.
Yeehaw!
10 seconds. 5 seconds. Radiant's turn to pick. Tiny.
Don't worry, guys. I didn't draft the exact same thing for the second game as I did for game one. We're going to see a fresh draft for this second game very, very soon. We have Team Secret facing Alliance here in a best of 3 with a lot on the line. You're watching Dream League Season 15, powered by Intel. I'm here with T-Governor and Kyle, and we are ready to show you the first couple of bans, perhaps a couple of picks in there as well. Very curious to see what we got here, because I think it's going to get swapped around, right? Surely this time around, it is first pick indeed going the way of Team Secret and the Centaur getting banned. Thank goodness.
I absolutely love these bans from Secret. I think after Alliance has had free reign on the European scene for now, take away what they are drafting around. It's always a Centaur, it's always Timbersaw, the big boys. Now S4, he's got to go to his next pool of heroes.
Yeah, the thing here is though that because Secret is first pick, it is Alliance's job to ban out both the Puck and the Beastmaster, and of course previous game it was Team Secret that had to do that.
I'm not sure. Does Puck have to be banned?
I mean, in the region, Europe, we have a a massive fixation on this little fairy thing. So, yeah, this is very much a regional ban. If you look at China, they don't really care about it. So, maybe you don't. I personally probably wouldn't put it in the first phase bans.
Yeah, it definitely feels like Centaur Timber the right ban.
They're very much
Alliance have just demonstrated we will pick this for S4 game after game, and you know, if you I think you want to target the player who has shown the most limitations on his hero pool, at least force them to try something different.
So that would be for you S4 on the side of Alliance with Timbersaw and the Centaur.
Yeah, he's played this whole DPC, was it 10 games? He's played 2 games of Necro, a game of Razor, everything else.
Yes, I see that. Yeah, that's crazy actually.
And thank you, Tika, for having that open on your iPad.
I mean, I have it open right here. If you can
I literally prepared a point. Carl walked over, looked at my note, came back up and went, "Yeah, that's the note." I was like, "Oh." So I just stood here with nothing to say, Kyle.
It's okay. You can say, "Oh, look, it's an axe."
I was about to say that too, Shiva. I've got nothing to say, Shiva.
Oh, look, a Lifestealer banned out.
Solid bans. Don't want to be put in another unfavorable laning scenario.
No, I'm just having a little thought, mate. Just having a little think. I'm just like this axe pick first phase. We haven't really seen it that much. Teams that have played axe, remember Smashers played it, I believe, yesterday. They looked pretty good. It was top net worth. It was having a strong dominant showing.
Yeah, we saw Zai play the axe in their first game that they had against Tundra, and it worked out, but that was also a game where they had the Beastmaster, so you can't really get too many stats from a game like that, right?
Yeah. But I don't mind it. It's a very strong laner, and especially when you have Centaur banned out, Timber banned out, they are now banning the carries that would pressure an axe. It is going to be potentially a very good game for it.
5
So you got S4's hero pool. As Carl expertly mentioned, what else has S4 played so far? Necrophos, Razor, it's not going to match up that well for sure.
Oh, Necro.
Maybe, but you've already got Snapfire. I don't really like Necro offlane unless you're flexing it to unlock your draft. And
yeah, makes sense. I like that Secret at least have a point and click killer, because I think that's part of why Alliance has just been so dominant so far this season, is it feels like they're always the one making moves. If a fight breaks down, you know, it's a close one, but if Alliance eke out the lead, they get 3 exit kills, like we saw when they chased Puppy's Wisp all the way to the tier 2 tower, because they just have too many stunts.
Yeah.
They have so much chase potential, whereas Secret, it's like, well, please stay in the pit. Please
don't run away from us.
Yeah,
Stay a while.
What are they gonna do? Toss them back in? That only works once.
I guess that's a key thing to think about this axe is you have Grim Tiny. So if this is your support duo, there isn't going to be a save here, which makes the axe game even better because it just jumps when you kill.
Yeah,
I take feedback from the community at large.
Oh yeah.
Go on.
People saying every time Kyle's on broadcast and Limp has Tiny, he always says Limp's the best Tiny.
Seconds.
Has he forgotten about Sumail and Thompson and maybe? No, I haven't. He's better than they are at Tiny. Facts. And it should be his hero.
Yeah, I like, surely if you have a Tiny, you have to put it on Limp. I feel like it's a waste if you don't.
I mean, I think we're generalizing this a little bit hard.
Nope.
So the whole idea of countering a draft and drafting construct and respect for your opponent is just,
yesterday,
he plays hero, go.
Yesterday, I had a drink, sat back, relaxed, put on some old television, specifically highlights of us winning tournaments back in Heroes of Newerth 9 years ago.
Guess
How could you do that, Kyle?
Limp.
I was pretty sure, yeah, it was.
It wasn't. I got.
Wait, hold on, wait.
Thank you.
Guess what hero Limp was playing?
Tiny.
Called Pebbles, but yeah, it's been a decade, which also freaks me out because it's legit been more than 10 years of esport.
Yep.
Very spooky.
Faces Void will be the final ban coming out from Alliance, and they will pick up the Tusk. Ooh,
it is going to be the core Tiny.
Surprise!
Whoa! Now we have a new recording. Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, we have seen Hanskin play Tusk, but not this
10
patch.
seconds remain.
We've seen it play previous patch.
Yeah,
we've not seen that much Tusk regardless this patch, other than from Yapsor.
That is a product of the bans coming out because Secret has put Alliance in the position of you can't pick your comfort so far. They are now having to pick new heroes.
This is a great Phoenix pick though. It's so strong with an axe, just natural synergy. Both supports have trouble with it, and it's one of the better counters to Tiny as well. If you live through, you're a strength hero, so you're naturally going to scale with survivability, survive the burst.
Okay.
But attack speed slow is super effective on Tiny. Hits really well.
Yeah.
Oh, and then the morphling.
Beautiful. I love what Secret's got so far. This is very solid.
The key thing here is for Secret, they have really strong lanes with the idea of like the Axe Phoenix. Now it's kind of countered by the Jug, and like Kyle mentioned in the game, both supports don't care about this core Tiny. It's very clearly a core Tiny, and they have this win condition with the morphling. But I have to give props to Alliance. They are very much all-inning on this skirmishing pace type of lineup, where in the previous game, they kind of gave Secret a lot of map control. They're now flipping that script and changing the tempo coming into game 2. But Phoenix is literally broken this game.
It is, exactly, and you also have the best coverage for it. Typically, Jug is going to spin, maybe hit the egg. You have an egg hitter, but Axe, unlike the other offlaners we might see in this patch, he can taunt through that and drag him away. And if egg goes off in a team fight, Alliance are just done for. They're 3, 4, 5 have way too much burst potential. Secret with the Morphling as well, it's a 1-to-1 counter to the Juggernaut. At a point 3, 4 items in, you're just way stronger. And I think Alliance are going to need a steroid here from Nico Baby to be able, or maybe just more pushing power. Can they end the game fast enough?
Luckily, Solar Crest is pretty broken in this patch, and Tusk naturally will just buy that for his Juggernaut. The question is, what is S4's hero now?
Yeah.
Like, what is the offlane that's going to piece this together? They often have S4 playing this tanky guy that has strong laning presence, running into these lanes. He has ultimate last pick in the draft that will help.
That ban, Secret banning out ET, that's brilliant, because that is the counter to morph, removing all the base armor.
The pace of the game too.
It boosts the Jug damage output. Also probably the best complement to core Jug, because then with just the Spirit, you're amplifying the magical damage of the spin, which most players are upgrading, talenting, and sharding.
So we got overall last pick going the way of Alliance. The Do now also banned out. We have only seen S4 play Necrophos as the only hero left still in the pool. that is available. I don't think this is a good Necro game though, but could they take a page out of Team Secret's book and go for the Underlord?
10 seconds.
You can save people with that, you know, if they're gonna get a like egged by the
5
Phoenix.
seconds.
It would be a
Get them
pretty.
out.
It's an interesting idea for sure. I think from. It does mitigate the problems that they currently face. Like he just sits back, he has the Uber taxi service, disengage from the egg, go again straight away. The other 4 of the heroes are very skirmishy, so having one hero with cooldowns is easy to play around.
Yeah.
I love the ban from Secret, the Doom, but just because it's going to be morphing be the world, it feels,
Yeah, they
and
ban out the-
it's a very strong offlaner.
Must choose.
They got rid of the 2 off lanes that really deal with the morph.
The question for Secret though is, are they going to go for a semi-carry because like they're banning out heroes like Doom, therefore they're showing that it's going to be morph is the primary win condition, or are they going to go super greed like let's say OG did, where they have this double carry matchup?
I got it. Off
10
lane silencer.
seconds remain.
Yeah, but the Axe is already off lane.
No, you mean
Oh,
for
you mean
Alliance.
for Alliance.
Yeah, you mean
5
for Alliance.
seconds remain.
Well, let's see what Secret picks first.
It's
and,
kind of squish, but I
It's
wouldn't
very
be
squish.
too opposed to it. But it does mean that
I think a Mantle
I
and
don't know.
Morphling make this very sad.
Yes.
yeah,
That's the concern.
Oh no, Matthew's happy. This is-
Matthew's smiling. He gets to pick his hero.
Yeah.
It's like, ooh, I see so many heroes that could work here.
I haven't seen a Matsu Lone Druid in a while, but they,
Is that not too greedy?
that wouldn't be bad either. They just want something that hits tower.
I actually really like Visage. Little Solar Crest.
Visage.
Some sort of creep hero, just peek in the mid game.
Visage or Brood, come on. Bring it out. Matthew
Oh, they
specials.
put Brood, that would be
Visage.
gross.
He literally says it in the game. He has a voice line that
I'm
says
British
Visage.
and we say things real dumb in our country.
I mean, yeah, but
Yes, sir.
I mean
see?
that's a fair point. But
Thank you.
this is still a name. It is
10
their own
seconds.
name.
Radiant's turn
Let's
to
see
pick.
what they go for though. They go for the Lone Druid.
Oh, it was option number 3. Yeah.
I mean, you mentioned it.
No, but I meant like I want to see Visage then Brood and like Lone Druid was a strong third. But
Nah, I think that the bear is underrated. We saw the buffs from the last patch. I think that I mean I'm shocked it's not.
it's gonna be unbearable to fight these guys in the mid game.
Oh Jesus! Alliance.
10
Which one is it?
seconds.
No, no.
Alliance needs something now
Thank you.
that handles the
5
morphlings,
seconds
but
remain.
also gives them the ability to pressure towers. This, I hate to say, but you might even not want Tiny Core anymore because you just can't burst any of these heroes. You need sustained damage, but I just don't see it. I don't know what you go here. You need your own kind of weird win condition. Maybe
How
they
about
Huskar
they could just
in
go-
some way. Healing ward.
Pangol, no.
Hey, Viper.
Hero.
Do you like it, Cal? I see you with a little bit of a surprise face.
It's hardcore lane-centric draft from Alliance. They have the early matchups to apply pressure and to kind of snowball the game. And then, yeah, but I am worried about the...
No, I was not
I'm
gonna.
doing it myself.
Can't do it to your.
I did. But I'm worried that Alliance doesn't have the win condition and they don't have the late game.
Yeah.
So it's so much pressure.
They're
Yeah.
missing the components that have gotten them to this place where they're
Exactly,
undefeated. It's
Mhm.
they don't have late game for Nico Baby. They don't really have great laning matchups, and they can't really hit towers very easily.
But if they win their lanes, they use Tusk to get that quick Aegis, and then they have a high pace of the game. The greediness potentially of Lone Druid Morphling. But every time I say that on this panel, I feel like that greed never really is punished, and they just seem to outscale and eventually win the game.
However, previous game, we did see Team Secret take a lead, and then they make a couple of mistakes, and Alliance comes back. Is there a chance for them to do that? Because Alliance didn't make that many mistakes, and Team Secret did.
The mistakes in this game that Secret make is cushioned by the fact that the egg is near unkillable.
Yeah.
So you have to make like the biggest.
So there's a bigger margin of error for Team Secret
exactly.
this
Yeah.
game
The
round.
Bulba coefficient, it's like one fight for Secret, whereas Alliance need 4 or 5.
I have no idea. That was me trying to do the Boba coefficient, but I didn't know how. I just go to the game.
Yes, let's go to the game. We got game 2 here of Team Secret versus Alliance with Cap and Fog.
I only throw prepared thing for whatever to do. I just have to laugh at whatever they're doing, and it totally throws me off my game. All right, let's get into it. Game 2 of Alliance versus Secret. Fogged, I'm going to disagree with the panel on one thing right away. They said Alliance do not have some of the things that got them this far, and I'm going to say they have momentum. This is a lineup that is momentum based, and I feel like Alliance is really good at taking a bit of momentum and building that into more and more and more.
Yeah, this is a really fast-paced draft that they're going for here, right? Look, their longest cooldown is probably like the Jug ulti, right? They are pretty much just looking for a constant fast pace, while on the reverse, kind of like Alliance, how Alliance had the last game. Secret, they have the better team fight. They have the Axe, the Phoenix, the Snapfire. It's going to all synergize very nice. But Alliance, if they can get out of lanes quite effectively, quite ahead, they could definitely put some damage. Limp, you know, we have a lot of signature heroes coming into play. Nisha on 70-something% plus win rate Morphling, and Limp on his 70+% win rate Tiny. So this is probably the funnest actual individual matchups that we do have.
You could see Limp there was trying to scout out exactly where the mid wards are, because that's what everyone's doing with their wards right now. They rush into the mid lane, they place them somewhere around their tower to give them information about the bounty runes and about the upcoming water runes and such. You didn't get any of that information. Let's see if Secret, they are just going to be splitting 2-2 here.
Let's Dota!
Very fun. And then we do have, let's look at these lane combos we have. We have Jug Grim, tried and tested, good damage. Axe kind of tanky overall, usually can survive the initial goes and able to reset decently. We have the Phoenix and the Axe combo with the Fire Spirits and the Battle Hunger. Very frustrating for supports to deal with. Top lane, I think this one's probably the most boring lane because it's into the Lone Druid, but maybe we'll see some bears die. I think that's the thing that I'm looking forward to. I think Viper and Tusk could definitely catch Matu off guard a little bit and maybe kill this El Doge some of the times.
Yeah, that's definitely the biggest outcome, right? It's like, okay, maybe they get a puppy kill, maybe they kill the bear, but unlikely they're going to kill Matuma Man himself unless they manage to get something real crazy. You know, I actually agree with Kyle on, I thought we were going to see more of the Lone Druid, considering some of the changes that happened to him. He got slight buff in 729B, but also 729, they gave him the shard that allows you to be able to always essentially cast Savage Roar, because if you only have to cast it on one of them, you yourself, your hero can be stunned or silenced, but if you cast it on the bear, Savage Roar will still go off on your hero.
Yeah, it's really strong. Applies that. There's so many little shards also that just give dispels now. I feel like there's just a billion dispels in the game that we are seeing, so it does have that too. I think though that Lone Druid is a very player-specific hero. It's tough to just be like, oh, you play Jug a lot? Okay, we're picking you Lone Druid. You're just gonna be comfortable. You need to just have a Lone Druid player.
Yeah. Bottom line is certainly going to be the fun one here because it's a kill combo. The spin into the Inkswell. It doesn't do quite enough damage to be able to kill Zai, though. A lot of harassment damage going back to the Grimstroke, who also gets low. Zai, okay. Zai, whoa! Quickly gets rid of the Battle Hunger. Fortunately, the Stroke of Fate is a little bit shallow there, and Zai will keep his healing salve intact.
Insane regen trading coming down bottom. That's why Yapstar, he starts with 2 sets of tangos and a salve and fairy fires. Alliance is actually quite limited on their regen. They're going to really need these couriers to get out here quick, as that first go from Secret does burn quite a lot of theirs. Mid, Limp. Look at this, man. Limp is just crushing this matchup right now. Nisha will be getting this humongous pull under his tower here, but he's actually missing a couple of the last hits.
Yeah, we'll see Nisha get a little bit closer to Limp's score, but it's certainly Limp winning the trade-off so far and continuing to put pressure on Nisha, forcing him to constantly be morphing strength, making his attack damage worse, and therefore Limp more likely to be able to get last hits.
I might actually just stay watching. I don't think I'm gonna look top very often. This is a boring lane. They're just like pulling and stuff like that instead. I'm just gonna look in mid and bottom because Limp is looking for kills all the time too. He keeps forcing Nisha to just like even little taps.
Get him! Got him!
First blood!
Big kill.
From a stone!
Solo first blood to Nisha.
And he's the way he's doing it too, like I'm so glad I was actually staring at this. He's threatening all the time. He's like walking up to him, like making him look like he's gonna avalanche. So Nisha keeps having to burn mana down, and then he waits for the split second that Nisha messes up. He gets the toss into Ava. Dead. He can keep doing that too if Nisha isn't careful about how high or how low he does keep his HP.
He said this is going to be very lane centric, and it does appear that Alliance is going to be making an early lead out of this, with Limp dominating mid so hard, but the side lanes are going well for them as well. As FNG,
My people died for nothing.
Fire Spirits does enough damage.
Jug's still farming. I think the actual lane kind of changes where usually you want to go for kills with Jug Grimstroke, but when you're into these tanky like axes, centaurs and stuff, I think you just play to farm.
Yeah.
Every time you do use your spin aggressively, then it feels like it does just get countered. He has to spin to remove hunger. He's limited on regen, but I'm sure FNG's got his back. Yeah.
Thanks.
It does mean they're burning through a lot of regen, which means that the net worth difference may actually... Oh, no, it's not that too bad, actually.
It's okay. He still is a bit behind, though. That's for sure. They're having to use quite a lot of it versus this Axe. Who Axe, he's got Ring of Health. He naturally builds toward Vanguard, so he won't have to spend all that money on consumables anymore. And Zai should be, for the most part, fine down here as long as he has Yap Sword.
Good read by Nisha there, knowing that Limp was going to try and snipe his courier with the tree toss. Limp does take the bounty rune away from the secret side, so good read by him there, and maybe force him to another spin, or just going to wait it out. Pop another healing salve. Man, he's really having to burn through that quite a lot. Poor FNG. All those salves, those are FNG salves, so...
And I think he's probably clicking on Nico Baby, be like, dude, you want stats? We need healing ward pretty bad in this lane, I think.
He spent 1,000 gold on consumables. I was going to say, his net worth is lower than it is when you start the game.
Yeah, that's a little bit grim for sure.
Snowball rollback. Puppy is going to be able to hop into tower range, so he's totally fine.
They're slowing down the Lone Druid a tiny bit here with the Viper. Viper doing a good job of applying that pressure, and he is going to rush the Urn. I actually like this quite a bit here on the Viper too. If he can go for Spirit Vessel early for the team, I think it would be great versus Lone Druid, versus Morphling, versus Phoenix.
I'll trust
really solid pickup if he's able to.
Trust JJ to let us know when a bear dies. We've got that stat usually prepared.
Yeah, we don't want to look at top lane anyway. Mid and bottom are the ones we want to be glancing at. They're the fun lanes.
Yeah. 6 minutes. Power runes and bounty runes. This is always like one of those big moments. Okay, the first power rune on the map. Who's going to get it? It is going to be top. Nisha gets an Invis rune, which is good for him, but I feel like it's more important to deprive it from Limp.
Yes. I think all of the runes for Morphling don't feel nearly as beneficial compared to if Limp gets them. Limp just opens up the map for him. Is almost level 7, so he's going to have max avalanche. So his kill threat on the map is going to be quite high. Zai still can die a little bit harder because obviously he has Vanguard, but he could even make moves onto this Axe lane with the Grimstroke.
Look at Zai being super efficient. Pulled, killed the easy camp, pulling again, now got to farm the medium camp, so he is getting free farm plus, as I like to call it. Snowball.
Gotta be efficient.
Dodges a roar. They managed to get the cookie back. Matamba Man's gonna be okay here. They still have the shard, but it doesn't quite grab Matamba Man in it.
Oh, that was close. He's passing off the phase boost between himself and his hero quite a bit there, so he can get the move speed to just get away from it.
The dive to the wrong side. If they had gone left, they might have been able to get a lot more damage on Nico Baby, but as a result, healing ward's back up, spins back up. He's gonna be okay.
This is going to be a big axe they're going to have to deal with, though. Zai is going to have one hell of a game now off of this laning phase, and still continuing to just annoy Nico Baby. Yeah, so we'll find healing when he snipes it.
He doesn't have okay, he's got him. Nico Baby's got to keep up with him. Does manage to get that kill. Well done.
Yeah, sorry. With a pretty big slip up. Just not expecting, I guess, that Nico Baby's just going to commit on him, but Nico Baby, this guy's all about the aggression.
Yeah, maybe it would have been more worth it if, like, Nico Baby was low, and yeah, maybe he gets a Phoenix kill, but Zai pushed them out of lane. But as it is, Nico Baby's healthy enough. He can stay in lane, no problem.
Yeah, that's a pretty big mistake. That catches the jump fully back up when he was having some trouble. He's actually 3,100 net worth compared to 3,200 of Axe. That's really solid for Nico Baby.
That's a new one.
Toss, but he got off the strength morph. He's gonna be okay. Pressure applied, though.
He got the rune as well, too.
Yeah.
Limp's got a DD now, so anywhere he could definitely set up for a kill. As top, it's just off the mark.
You can see Matamba Man, he thought he was going to get got there. Turns into his bear form. He's going to have to leave his Eldouge behind. And there it is. First bell, just bear kill. Thank you.
No one in charge, though, unfortunately. Too bad Spirit Bear doesn't give her. That would be lovely for S4.
That is true. It's always such a massive difference, like when Spectre goes like an early Urn, or any of these cores that go early Urn, if you get an early kill, like boom, your laning phase is set. But
this item is just so good. Like, mana regen is hard to come by unless you build Bassi early, it feels like. This is one of the other alternatives, because I've seen Falcon Blade kind of just disappear from most people's purchases lately, so I think this is one of the other solutions to have it. And I mean, he's the offlane, so it fits really nicely. And since they got this resummon, they're really actively pressuring. FNG up here too, they can leave their Jug alone, and Limp doing little things.
Yeah, makes the rotation on the bounty rune spawning, so if he doesn't get the bounty rune, he's gonna find a kill.
Oh, Puffy stacks.
They're going to be able to chase him down in the top lane. They turn around, get the Viper Strike onto Matubaman's hero, but the Bear's doing a lot of damage to S4, especially when Puppy didn't die. They didn't finish him off, and he turns around, gets a huge amount of damage onto the Viper plus the minus armor, and that leads to him getting wiped out there. Oh, a little bit of an oversight there from Alliance. Ends up losing 2.
Hansen goes for the +1, but yeah, doesn't finish off Puppy, so he gets the whole shredder. However, Limp clears up a double stack, and now he finds a fairy trinket, the most fortunate pickup you can for the Tinies.
Was that the hard camp stack? Is that what that was?
Hard camp stack.
Okay.
Yeah, the one on the dire triangle right there where the camera is.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that's not too bad. As a result, 4,800 net worth. He is top, whereas Axe, potentially could find that. Is he in trouble? Oh, he is in trouble. Gets called up. Now he doesn't have spin any longer. He does have an Omni Slash and a healing ward he can drop, but it's going to be a fruitless attempt. No point in even trying.
He just got surrounded. He was trying to farm the hard camp, and they both just swung from both sides. As soon as he calls.
Nisha making a move here, but he's got to be careful this Tusk. He's outputting a lot of damage with the tag team. He's trying to get himself out of here. He knocks him back. Does have launch charges here. Wait for him in a second, but it's not enough. They overwhelm him with all that damage. And, I mean, that nether toxin damage was building up. He's just sitting in the swamp.
So much magic amp too. The poison attacks, he had 5 stacks on him. He just keeps beating on him and beating on him. And he's actually not going to rush the Vessel. Okay, he's going to go for more of his own individual build so that he can keep growing. I actually like it. He's going to go Dragonlance. So I've seen Vipers in mid do this build. They do Dragonlance and BKB and stuff like that, but not from the offlane. This is a little bit of a different approach.
And there has been some talk about this Dragonlance because it got buffed. Right now it gives an extra 2 agility.
For ultimate glory continues.
Yeah, got buffed up an extra 2. I think it went from 14 to 16.
Yeah, that is indeed what happened. So
yeah, it's nice. And I mean, his effectiveness, I think this is one of the cool things about Viper is in the past, Viper was a pretty hard counter to the Lone Druid when we used to play, when I was playing ages ago, because you can just always focus fire the bear really effectively. So I think S4 is trying to go for something like that. He's looking at what his heroes are going to accomplish. Like Limp's going to be able to shut down the effectiveness of the Morph a lot of the times. And then Viper's going to be able to deal with that Lone Druid a lot. And Jug can do his own. So I actually quite like it. We'll see if it ends up paying off for S4. But yeah, he's having an excellent start to this game. All 3 cores, killing it.
Does it also mean that you can man fight the bear underneath Nether Toxin? Does that disable all of the bear's passive abilities?
Yes, it should.
Okay. So no Entangle to worry about. It means you can defend towers better because he won't have the Demolish.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of interest. Despite some of the changes that have happened between both of these heroes, it remains a very credible counter.
Yeah, definitely. And if he does go for Spirit Vessel, right, it's going to be able to prevent the link, the healing coming between the 2 of them too pretty nicely. So yeah, it's going to be very valuable if this build-up does work for S4. Is the bottom tower, it should die with this pressure, and that's going to enable Zai to get his blink. I say that. Look at what Zai's got queued up. He's got the meme axe.
Oh yeah, I've been seeing this. You get the shard and you get the manta, and he's actually going to do it, the madman.
No way. I was like, oh, he's going to buy blink for sure. He buys the Yasha.
Yeah, like you've got a Phoenix. Like a blink call is really important to make your team fight work. Man, this is...
I guess Zai wants the carry. He's gonna go his Manta Shard build. He's like, all right,
is in danger.
Hop on.
Yeah, I mean, this build is insane.
Interesting, but yeah, I don't know. That seems really weird from your Phoenix. Absolutely. Like he's gonna not be able to save a lot of the times those eggs versus Jug. Is Limp. They're on Matu.
Yeah, he got the Savage Roar off and will protect himself.
Yeah, so we're going to place a ward to defend Matu, but I think that's going to get quickly de-warded by FNG.
Zai, meanwhile, takes over the top lane, so they're not going to be trading out side lane towers, at least not yet.
I wonder if they see it now, too. Like, he showed himself top. They probably, dude, Axe has a Yasha.
Yeah. All right, so for those of you guys who haven't seen this build, basically, he goes Manta, his illusions can spin. He gets the shard as well, which allows them to proc on attacks, and then also increases, you know, proc chance and stuff like that. And it basically means when he gets a call off and he pops Manta, the damage can be insane, especially if you're actually drawing aggro from any other creeps or any other heroes and stuff. Like, it just becomes a spinning ballerina dance that is constantly outputting damage.
And it's pure, so it's always a relevant damage source as the game does progress. Let's see if it ends up working out. I think it could end up hurting them maybe a little bit because of not being able to cover Phoenix, but they are playing the farm game. They are just kind of like splitting up right now. Everybody on Secret feeling the pressure from Alliance right now. They're just chilling out in the jungle. Yeah. So Alliance, Limp, he's going to start looking for these constant frags, him and FNG.
And another reason you go Manta if you want to go this build first is because you're able to use the illusions to, like, you can just run an illusion down a lane. And you can clear out lanes without having to actually put a hero in.
Look to their top tower.
I'm going to be so surprised if this one does work.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see.
I mean, the first time we see an egg die, you know, it's going to be like, all right, Zai, that's on you.
Yeah, but they're literally all playing farm. Like, YapzOr's now just running into jungle. He's hitting jungle. Kempsy's stacking. Lone Druid's hitting jungle. Puppy's like stacking and running around, kind of sitting behind Nisha. They're just trying to play it out to farm. So maybe that's the plan, but...
Do you think that's bad for Alliance? Because on panel they were talking about the fact, like, okay, their early game, their momentum, Secret has the better late game.
I guess so, right? Like, I did feel like Nico Baby was going to have trouble in the last game carrying those Lifestealer, and he ended up just putting the team on his shoulders as so.
I'm not sure they blow him up. Is he trying to get some ward down in the triangle or something? That is a scary place to be.
I'm not sure. Maybe farming a super aggressive place. I don't know. Because they're all just trying to farm. They will find FNG bottom, though. He's pushed out too far versus Matu.
Yeah, that ink sweat, it requires heroes to be in the AoE, and it looks like the hero bear doesn't count, so no stun.
I mean, it's actually kind of working, the farm. Just playing this farm style. They're starting to get net worth advantage slowly but surely. Zai, they did get the D ward on the high ground initially. We did see FNG get that, but another sneaky ward was placed. So it does watch S4 and Liv trying to set up on mid. So Nisha will be safe.
You see, Zai spotted those two, and now he's using his invis to go into the triangle. I'm serious.
Saw the stack.
His invis is gonna run out. He's immediately gonna be spotted here by Nico Baby. He's gonna try and farm the stack that he actually scattered out earlier, and he's gonna commit heavily. He's doing a lot of damage back under Nico Baby, but so many of Alliance are gonna be able to close in on him. He takes some of the stack. I don't know how much.
I saw at least 2 creeps at the end. I saw the dark green gold come up.
Is under attack.
He got some of it though, but they swing over, they kill him, and they insta-smoke. I love that they insta-smoke too. Just look for the next kill. Don't let Secret play like this.
Yeah.
Start looking for it. The Secret's literally just splitting up. Everyone's showing in a different lane. So Alliance, they do have to start hunting these heroes because the farm is working a little bit for Secret here.
Yeah, I mean, there's no counter initiation with no Blink Dagger Axe, so like theoretically, the heroes that you go on, it's not like there's going to be a massive play. Like the Phoenix Egg is maybe going to be out there, but you don't have the axe necessarily to cover that, especially if you get the kill on YapzOr right away, which they do, thanks to the Inkswell, thanks to the throw of the tree. They catch YapzOr. They can keep this.
Keep these two going. I think Limp and FNG just handhold for the next, like, honestly, 5-10 minutes. Keep making space for Nico Baby. Maybe Hanskin can join if he'd like to. Hanskin can do kind of whatever he wants, but yeah, I want to see these two bruisers just sticking together. They can just keep getting these kills, and Secret's just fully split up.
6,600 net worth. Wait, what just happened? Oh, okay. We're back inside the game as the mid lane engagement. Zai is going to be quite low. Looks like he's going to be dying. Runs him over. Nisha's trying to morph into strength. Hanskin, he gets caught inside the river, but oh no, he DC'd. He's got no waveform. He does have wand charges, and I'm not sure how many more Omni/hits we have going on, but he's got Earn on him. He's got 5 stacks of the poison attack on him as well, so he's taking a lot of magic damage right now.
Yeah, YapzOr's are gonna have to about to egg 2 in a second, and that means the Nico Baby's gonna be able to get out of this with spin and focus fire the egg if it does come down. He has half duration left on Omni/, so about 1.5 seconds left on it. I think, is that a Phantom flying out too? I can't even see inside of all this. I don't think there's a Phantom.
Yeah, it's cooldown 28 seconds. So yeah, it looks like it already died.
All right, let's see if the stick ends up saving Nisha. S4 is going to be able to just keep popping on him.
Yeah, and he's got spin immediately afterwards. I think you said that. So it's, yeah, I mean, YapzOr feels like he's going to have to get off the egg almost right away.
Yeah, and then he's probably going to die. Let's see.
Goes down, his last spinning turn goes on to Nisha. Now they're going to be able to kill the egg as well. Oh, dear. The bear going in on FNG, but the bear, he's got to run, keep running. It's got a haste run. Okay, that's why he threw it in.
I was about to say, what the Matu just suicided his bear, but yeah, haste will keep it alive. But Alliance, they turn up with everything to bring the fight to Anisha. Bit of an unfortunate DC, but he was looking to be in a bit of a tough spot anyway.
Yeah, and a great fight for Alliance. I mean, you said keep it going, and they do.
They have Echo Saber now on Limp. Nico Baby after finishing Battle Fury. If you look,
Dyer's
by the way,
middle tower has fallen.
Does he have a lot of points saved up? Right? He's got 2 points in stats.
Dyer's middle tower is under
okay, no, he
attack.
does those points. I was trying to like, wait, is he missing something? But he does have an excellent game for himself as he shows up to a fight with Battle Fury and gets himself some nice cleanup kills. So that's pretty huge for Alliance here. Just continuing this growth, and I mean, Secret, they're still just going for Manta on X, so.
Maelstrom now complete for the lone shoot. So with this whole Manta X thing, like in your mind, what is Secret's game plan here? How are they wanting to play this match out?
Wait till like 30 minutes, honestly. Just wait till everybody's got 1 or 2 items finished up so that they can actually fight. Like Nisha needs Manta. Matu, he can probably start fighting. YapzOr almost has his item. They probably just are waiting just for these 1 or 2 big items to be picked up.
Oh, Jesus! Oh, that would have been a massive kill. S4 TP's away with just frames to go before he would have been stopping that TP. That was crazy. 18 minutes, they're going to go in on Tanisha here. They have the combination of the tiny. They also have the Inkswell. He's hopped over. Cookie saves him a little bit more, and it's enough to be able to morph strength from there. So Alliance do not continue their pursuit.
That's real close. That Cookie probably saving him actually from the positioning. Very, very close. Hanske, like I said, he's got this is like the freest 4 game ever. You don't even have to play with your team. He's just farming. He's leveling up shards. He's got Falcon Blade. Going for the Blink Dagger next. This is actually such a nice game for Tusk to just chill on the side.
So we're kind of expecting Secret to just be playing dodge mode in some ways. I mean, I think in some ways Nisha is actually like, this is kind of according to plan, right? If they keep on going on him but never killing him, it means Zai is doing this. Oh, he's got to kill the creep. He's got to kill the creep. Oh, no, he doesn't kill it now. S4 is here. He's going to pop his Manta and try TP away. Oh, no, he doesn't know. Soulbind. Great play from FNG. He Soulbinds the illusion to get the extra catch over onto the hero of Zai, and that will stop the TP and punish Zai's aggression.
And he's got salves from his shovel, so Hanskin's a little bit of HP he's missing. He's got to heal him up. Bots already from S4 paying off massively.
Coming through.
Jumping forward, they tried to catch him with the cookie. What happened to the creep?
It died. I think the Battle Fury creep killed it before.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, well.
A rolling stone.
Cheeky little move. They tried to catch Nico Baby unawares and put a little damage on him. Not quite enough, though.
So Nisha's got his item timing. He's got the Manta. YapzOr's near got Aeon discs. So Secret's starting to hit these timings, but Alliance, I mean, they're very happy with the state of the game right now. This Jug, Battle Fury, Yasha, going for SNY too. Literally like no pressure on Nico Baby after laning start. Still feeling pretty damn good.
Are you committing to the shard if you're Zai here? Because he's got Shard and Blink Dagger queued up, and 20 minutes is about to hit. They're going to jump on Nisha again. This time, do they got him? No, he's already morphed into Strength, and he does have the Manta, so it's very easy for him to get rid of that Phantom and jump away.
Cap, he's committed for the Manta, so I'm assuming he's going to come in. He's got to commit the Shard. Right? Like,
yeah.
Shard now, then. He's not buying it, though.
Okay, there it goes. All right.
Okay, so they've all got the 1 item that they do want on their pose at least.
Limp continues his rampage, but is he going to be caught here? Nisha trying to get to the tiny and tosses him back into Zai. Zai hits the call, pops the Manta, and there's your damage. Limp, he's been doing a good job, but that unfortunately gives a mega kill streak away to Secret. Fortunately goes to Puppy, though.
Secret's farm game. This time, Limp, he does fall forward. 5-1 and 3. That 1 first death. And to slow him down a bit, 30 seconds now where Secret probably feels like there's not anything that Alliance can do on the map. So they're probably going to look for some other play here with Zai and with Puppey. Hanskin, he's waiting for that play, though. He's got the blink. He's sitting in mid. He's probably waiting for a blink call, honestly, on Hanskin at some point. And he's like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah.
Blink to counteract Axe, but Axe doesn't have a blink. So
I was like, Zai gonna make some moves here. No, Zai's not going to do that at all. Zai is focused on farming. Do you think this is a style that is specifically against Alliance, or do you think it's more about the draft? Or like, what do you think this is?
I think it's more so just about Seeker's draft. I think they've recognized how greedy they've gone with the Lone Druid Morphling as these two cores, and they just feel like they have to just do whatever they can to stall the game out for these two to get online. So I guess that's what Zai's mentality is, because he's not just cutting waves. Manta goes bottom, he actually misses half the wave. One Manta goes mid, he'll cut it. So it's just going to keep slowing down the attempts of aggression from Alliance, just from having these waves pushed in.
Yeah, this is what we're talking about. Illusion just goes ahead and cuts the wave. Nisha and Puppey are backdooring the tower. It's going to force a move out of Alliance. If they catch Nisha, great. Nisha's going to go back in for it. Nisha, are you insane? More strength. It's not going to be enough. He's going to, no, Manta, wait for him away. TPing out. Oh, Soulbine's going to stop that one. They just need a little bit of damage. Surely Nisha is now dead. The Soulbine actually hops over to Puppey for a second there. TP out is going to be denied. The Matama Man's bear also dying. And double damage with a Roshan time?
Oh, that's fortunate with tag team. This is going to be a good one. Good timing here from Alliance. 30 seconds, no morph. Secret can't contest. Zai will continue just sitting in this jungle spot here, sending Mantis to cut the illusions, though. So he'll have these Manta illusions to cut the waves. So he'll still get Blink at a good time, but Alliance hit back hard here.
Look out for falling!
Certainly do.
Top tower is under attack.
Nisha showed. I'm still so shocked that he actually showed himself again in mid.
Dude, hitting the tower once, that was a cheeky move. They're actually going to try and do something here. Puppey just dropping some bombs, the Force Staff.
Killing
We'll get him away from the limb. Uh-oh. Matama Man catches him behind to trouble the Omni Slash on him. That wasn't worth the Grimstroke kill at all.
No, he was microing the bear. He actually stood still for like a second and a half on his hero, and that's when Nico Baby just charges at him. Phase boot S and Y, easy catch up. And I think he still had tail end of the DD too to finish him off, so. Boy, now Secret, okay, they've got a way to make plays. So Zai has a Blink Dagger. So now maybe he can set some stuff up, because everything's just been Alliance so far, just making all these constant plays.
Smoke breaks there on Puppey. He makes the call, pops the Manta. Single hero, it is going to be enough. They chop him down and use that movement speed to reset. They actually pop the Supernova here. They're tossing him back in. They're going to go for this one, but the call, it actually saves the egg and it explodes. And now Nico Baby, he's still got the Aegis, so it's not like Secret can really get on the offensive here. They've got to just reset.
That was such a risky egg still. I know he had Zai next to him, but even then, like the back hero is like, what if FNG hits it once or twice? Like that was very, very risky coming out from Yaptor.
Yeah.
Howdy.
Tower's still alive, so they do get the kill, but they can't turn it into an objective just yet for more information. But I mean, this Axe is so farmed. This Manta really is starting to enable him to be this really scary damage-dealing core.
You see, Hanskin also is going to go a shard hit. This one gives him the Frozen Sigil. Do you think that's more about the team fight? Do you think about that's more about information?
Under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Maybe not feeling like he can, what other item he should go for to just buff up, because they already have the Solar Crest.
Dire structures are fortified.
Oh, it's definitely interesting.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, because like I'm always kind of a fan of like getting both a Solar and a Medallion. He can go more damage on his toss, so his burst feels a little bit better against Morphling. There's options there, but the shard is his choice.
I would just even getting some just your normal items, your normal support items you see, your Clippers, your Force, etc. Yeah, we'll see. The movement speed slot is very high. That is one thing. It allows you to chase pretty crazy. 40% is ridiculous. And it's another thing that they will have to deal with in the fight, so hey, maybe it'll be a little bit of X factor that helps the Juggernaut chase these extra priorities, so.
That shows up the lane. Spin. Creep wave's dead. Lions don't really care too much about that, as they're currently hitting a tier 2 bottom lane.
Tower is under attack.
And they can actually trade off here. What's going on the other side of the map? Is Secret doing enough to be able to take that tier 2? They're going to mass TP back. I guess we'll have to see. They need a little bit more.
Fighting this.
Yeah, they're going to fight this. Nico Baby leading. He's just trying to get information. Goes down, throws a spin. Secret backing up now.
Limp still smoked on the sidelines.
Yeah, he can cut him off potentially. Oh, found a double damage too. Bottles that one, saves it for a rainy day.
Is under attack.
And Secret just going to avoid the fight, as they have been for the most part of this game. Limp though.
Spots eye.
Finds a big one.
A hero that is a bit hard to be able to one-shot, especially since Pumpy's there with the extra assist in the 4-staff.
Nisha leaves behind some illusions top to keep pushing in the lane, so Nico Baby has to swing over and solve the problem of that lane really quickly. Secret? Maybe thinking about going for maybe some smoke play here. They don't have any big timing, any other one? I think the E-Blade is done in a second on Nisha, so maybe wait for that as Puppy.
Oh, the last shot, the last 2 shots, one more, and it got him. Man, that was a long-range hit from Viper, that second one.
Dude, the Grove Belt plus Dragonlance, man.
Yeah, seriously. What's his attack range up to now?
Dire's top tower is under attack.
It's 915?
Yeah. Damn. Yeah, that's actually, I thought it was only 870. I didn't know it was an extra 45 on top. Oh wow. Okay. I was gonna say 870 right off the bat because I thought that was one of the ones that I had in my head, but nope. It's even further. And now Limp, he has BKB, so he's a lot more survivable.
Has fallen.
It's still very close. Like, this net worth has just stayed constantly even. Alliance hasn't had an experience though, quite significantly, because of this map control that they've had for the most part of the game.
So look at the sigil. It's slowing down the bear a lot. The call is actually going to be able to go off, and oh my god, Onskin, he just gets deleted almost immediately. The bear is still going to die. Limp is forced to use his BKB here. The sigil still keeping the chase up. Nico Baby's going to be running down the 2 supports here. The Puppy, he's going to be first to go down. Size just being poked at by S4 right now. Matamba Man, his bear coming back into play here. Is going to stall up S4, hoping to be able to keep his axe alive. Bouncing around is the Omni Slash and sticks onto the illusions, unfortunately. Real one, Morphling on the run here, low on mana, doesn't have a way out of this one. He's just going to be slowly burned down unless Matamba Man can somehow save him. Maybe Absol as well. Good enough to be able to jump out of the way for him. Call going in. Now with the egg on the side here. Oh dear, he actually gets the call and he runs away. He's still alive through all of this one. Nico Baby, he charges in with the egg swell, but that's just an Aeon disc on Yapsor. He's going to continue to slow down Nico Baby's side. He meets him around the corner. Says, are you looking for me, punk?
And that's all his eye lives throughout the whole thing. He's the one who's getting gone on with the sigil at the start. I think Yapsor actually heals him up to full with the Sunray so that he can re-go with his team and join up. And Alliance just gets totally separated in this fight.
I mean, what a huge difference if S4 is able to finish off Zai in that fight.
Yep.
Then, you know, that Culling Blade that finishes off, like, there's so many things that don't happen in that engagement, but...
Radiant's middle tower.
Now Secret of it, like, they were talking about it, what did they call it, the Bulba coefficient or whatever? I mean, they said basically that Secrets, they only need to win a certain number of fights to really swing this game heavily in their favor. And you could see just one fight like that, and all of a sudden it feels like Secret just, they took over the map. They were spread out everywhere.
Yeah. And now like the axe build has really paid off. Like him being that much tankier because of like Mantha and stuff. It's all these little things that really add up to make him survive. So yeah, now these 3 cores extremely strong. Still a window for sure for Alliance. This Juggernaut is still unbelievably farmed. So that next Roche is probably going to be the next biggest thing. Limp has to be careful. This Tiny is going to be really important. Him and S4 have to watch their positioning in the next fight.
Yeah. I mean, the Alliance is definitely not in a worse spot than they were last game when they were 9,000 net worth down against Secret, right? Or do you feel like it's kind of close?
It's kind of close. Last game they did have the big team fight. That's the one thing. Like they had this humongous team fight with the Warlock and the Mars. This time they don't really have team fight. It's actually Secret who does have the team fight. So I'd say this one maybe feels a little bit worse.
Thank you, JJ, for the meme number.
What did he put up?
322 gold have been given away by Axe Illusions. Now, you want a real stat? I want to know how much gold those illusions have farmed for Zai as he's been spreading them out all over the map.
Oh, now you're definitely gonna make his life miserable.
I know that was something that there's no way he has access to, but you know, I gotta ask. 4-man smoke up from Team Secret, while Nisha is not in the smoke. The bear by itself is going to be pushing in the mid lane. They the jump. They're going to try to blow Nico Baby. Didn't get him in the snowball fast enough. Hanskin tried to get the save. Now they shard that Nisha threw out. Wanted S4, and he doesn't actually manage to kill him. S4 successfully TPs out, but Hanskin, surely he's going to be run down. It's just a call and a calling blade at this point. Nico Baby plays. He wants to go to the fight. He knows he can't just charge in on his second life. Alliance, they can't really do this right now. S4, did he TP to the side lane with his boots of travel? That was wild. Oh no. Oh no. No, he's still caught. It was a brilliant TP away by him, but he didn't TP home, so.
Oh, Nico Baby, he bought back because he died. He wanted to join back for the fight, but now it's, you know, one death from them just losing the game on him. And as Nisha with the E-Blade and the Nether Shawl, of course, he didn't point that out way on go that he did get that one. They have enough bursts just with the call and the extra little damage from spins.
Under attack.
It's enough. And he does have a ceremonial rope, so even more magic camp did come out. Is enough. And that's top net worth Jug now slowly getting pierced down. Now Axe almost going to surpass him.
All of a sudden, Secret looks like they're going to take a lane of barracks because the Alliance are having a hard enough time taking team fights right now. With the Viper still being dead, it seems like there is no way to win this engagement. So they're just going to have to give up a lane of barracks, wait until a better opportunity presents himself. The bear actually does die to Swift Slash here, and maybe Axe is going to be slowed down. They're going to use a real Omni Slash. He's going to take through it, and they need a little bit more, but he's giving the hook cookie, and they still have Force Staffs to get him out as well. Omni Slash used. Alliance still posturing very aggressively here, but
Nico Baby's still chasing forward. Axe is low, so he does know that, so that he is a little bit more survivable because of this, but man, even the Omni Slash now again not being successful. The Axe too tanky. That's a low cooldown, under 40 seconds. Can they do this? Rush. They need it. I feel like if they don't get the rush, they just lose the game. That's the scary thing.
Yeah.
But, okay,
Supernova is back up.
Axe BKB still cooldown.
Okay. Matamba Man, he's going to use his bear to scout the high ground. They reveal that Alliance is up there. The cookie's going to be given to the bear, but the bear is tossed right back in. They know this is the second bear of the low trade, but oh no! He just took a magic damage with a big two-man call FNG and Hanskin. They're ripped through. S4, a BKB TP out. The call, the damage, the physical damage is enough. It's not the call. The calling blade of Psy that will stop that TP. 3 down on the side of Alliance, and they will have to give up on that road shot.
They had to. It was either get the successful fight or take the rush, and they can't take the fight. They were trying to go for the bear because it was the only bear from Matu, but I think they all in too hard on that. Zai gets an opportunity where he sees both supports. They're able to just get a perfect fight again. The Yapsor's egg coming off cooldown.
The shard is going to be given over to Yapsor, so now that egg, which is already hard to deal with, becomes even more potent.
Sunray during egg. Yep.
Yeah.
Unbelievable shard as well. No longer having to wait for 20 talent. He does hit 20 anyway at the same time as it, so he would have had it at the old patches too, but yeah, this shard is very powerful. I can't believe it actually slows too. I don't know why it has an extra component, but
yeah,
a lot of them do have just extra components on top. It feels like they're just like, this shard doesn't feel strong enough. Let's add an extra thing on top of the extra thing.
Yeah, no, I think Kyle is right. They need to. They keep on buffing all these shards. They need to increase the cost now of the shard because it feels like a lot of these things are almost too gold efficient.
And Secret, they just have such a good window now. Even the Phoenix surpassing the Viper, soon to surpass the Tiny. The farm game has really worked for them. Alliance with just 1 or 2 slip-ups this game, it's really snowballed out of control.
Certainly has.
They're kind of just trapped too now. Like Limpy's far outside, but the rest of them are just trapped inside the base. Nico Baby, still 3 minutes left on buyback, so he knows that if he goes outside, he gets picked, the game just ends.
Yeah, and look at the lanes being pushed in. Being cut, not by a hero, but by the illusions of size. So Secret's still able to maintain like this 4-man stance over the triangle while exerting pressure on the map.
I hope you guys enjoy no blink axes in your pubs. You're probably gonna get that now.
Yeah.
You're gonna get you get blink eventually, but not till after 20-minute mark when the shard comes out. They're making it work. They really are. Like just like the creep cutting, the buying, the time. It's exactly what they wanted this game state to get to.
Yeah. It's really cool that the stat buildup for this axe as well is made even better because he's got a Phoenix, right? Because then the Sunray comes in. The healing is more effective. He feels more effective because he's able to keep his HP up and continue his chase. It's a nice bit of synergy they put together for these drafts. That's kind of to be expected from the two top teams of the Western European DPC Season 2. And Season 1, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, this time, yeah, Greed really paying off. Matu, almost MKB. They're starting to get some pretty big luxury items on the side of Secret. Still have Aegis for 2.5 minutes. They're just keeping Alliance in their base. They're putting the chokehold on. Nico Baby knows. Choose up Rapier. He knows that's the only hope for them now to have a comeback in the game.
All right. Scotty, Rapier, if Alliance are going to be able to do something with that window, they got to hold out for like solid 5 to 8 minutes while Nico Baby is given all the farm that drifts in. Any of it, it's all Nico Babies at this point because needs all of it to get as quick to that Divine Rapier as possible.
Yeah, they can't even get out to farm their tier 4 neutral items as they're about to start dropping. Look at the ward coverage from Secret. There's wards and sentries blanketed on the outside, so FNG can't even get them much vision. Look at that one ward. They have that one ops ward, kind of looking at like nothing for Alliance. They can't get a different ward out because it's just blanketed.
Yeah, yeah.
Did I see that right? Illusionist Cave? Did they get one on the Axe?
Oh no.
I definitely saw someone get an Illusionist Cave.
See, we're checking it out. Yeah, that's Secret. It's sitting inside the shop right now, so Zai can...
He doesn't want it. He actually goes for Octarine, and he takes a Stormcrafter.
Okay.
All right, well, look at the Axe... Okay, now look at the call cooldown. So, with the Shard...
Yeah.
And it actually is pretty crazy how low it is.
Yeah, 7.5 seconds. First Bear does go down, but Zai is going to be able to get this nice call onto the Viper. S4 taking a lot of damage. The Omni Slash going back over to Zai. He used the Stormcraft to survive a little bit longer than Cookie. It's not going to be able to save him. Nico Baby, he sees his opportunity, but the Shard, it's blocking him, and he's not able to chase after Puppy. Meanwhile, they're losing their top lane of Barracks. Alliance, they got to put a stop to this one, but the toss back, it missed. Morphling able to waveform away, and a creep is tossed back instead.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, it's 70 seconds.
Dude, his illusions. His illusions are still going to take... They didn't stop this. The longest orb stops the Swiss Slash from going in. The range barracks is taken by the illusions in the top lane, but meanwhile, Nisha, he's getting in there right now. He's already killed FNG. He doesn't care about this life. His Aegis was just about to expire, so he says, thank you very much for his life. Let's see if he survives, though. Toss up almost instantly. The Inkswell is not going to be enough. Nisha pops his BKB, and he's going away while Matama Man continues the rat. The tier 3 is being ripped apart, but he's actually going to pull it back now. So a second lane of Barracks down. Alliance take like an okay fight. They get a little bit out of it. But that's the last fight like that can happen. Otherwise, they're going to be matched up against Megas.
Yeah, it's a forced fight. Like, they have to go for these type of chase plays. As soon as they kill Zai, who, you know, buying out a full Octarine, maybe a bit greedy from him, does spend his whole gold, just gets focused by the Omni. Does have to be a little more careful future scenarios. But yeah, Alliance, they have to chase out to try to find anything else, and they can only find, really, the Snapfire in that Aegis. Any neutral items they've gotten yet? They got a Ceremonial Robe now. Oh, they did get at least one of those tier 3s that they were missing, and they do find a Spell Prism now for FNG.
Well, if one Supernova is hard to deal with, a second one is going to be even worse. Skin spotted by the illusions, and the real Nisha shows up to collect the kill with the double damage.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
attack. Now he's got the waveform charges thanks to his 25 talents. Oh no! Oh no! Nico Baby! He was in the glyph. They glyphed the creep wave, and Nico Baby's just left there trying to kill the creep because he knows if they complete this TP that he can't get back home, and if he can't get back home, then they could be faced up against Megas, and Nico Baby, even worse, may just be dying out here as Matama Man TP'd over. They're going to use the Omni Slash. Matama Man's actually a little bit low. He does. Oh, he actually gets him. Nico Baby is now going to try and chase down Zai as well. If they hold down this bottom lane, this could be fantastic, but look at Zai. He's not going to let Nico Baby get back to base. Nisha, he's tearing apart these buildings. Zai, he's going to tank it all. He says, go team, go, get the Megas. Flicker, slash over Mantle. Eventually Nico Baby gets the double kill, but the damage has been done. Megas has been achieved for Secret.
He's got the goal for the rapier. He got 1,600 for killing Zai. So, all right, let's see if he can make some real miracles happen now.
Okay, Nico baby. Hey, the door shuts.
With him.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Door shuts and the window opens. Nico baby's got a different kind of opportunity now. The Megas may be up with his Divine Rapier in his hand with no buyback on Zai. Alliance can't just go for the win here, or something close to it anyway.
Yeah, I mean, just it really is a straight down mid. If once the Megas hit your base versus Lone Druid and stuff, you know it's gonna happen. They're gonna be able to split push you, so it's straight down mid.
Protecting it. They are gonna stop him from being able to jump away. Pots a refresher, but he's not up right now. They're gonna make sure he goes down, and he's gonna just into the egg. But the egg is gonna get snapped so quickly, and quickly falls Hanskin. He almost gets taken apart, but the snowball over onto Puppy. Lotus Orb is gonna bounce it right back. He's gonna be chasing after Puppy, and if anything, Hanskin might be in trouble here. But Nico baby, he's going for Nisha right now. Nisha turns around. He pops the E-Blade. He turns into a tiny swell just to try and keep this Juggernaut away from him. His damage is immense. He is something to be feared right now.
The creeps are all gone.
The creeps are gone. Oh no.
There's a DD. Oh, there's Rush is gonna spawn right away though. Actually, it's an instant spawn.
Oh my goodness.
Right oh my god, blessing. This is the blessing for Alliance, so they're gonna be able to actually bring it back.
David says you get one more shot, Alliance. You get one more shot.
They're waiting. They have to scan. They're a little scared of Zai still. Careful so he doesn't get any type of steal. But they have to commit. Like, this is your only win condition, your only win window.
They're actually, okay, I mean, a buyback has been used. They're going to go for the call, but they didn't actually do the row shot. They were waiting, and they take down Zai. As a result, he doesn't have a buyback. They're going to get Aegis, an Aghanim Scepter, a cheese. Nico baby, he is flush right now. He is fully guards, and he's ready to go. They're ready to run at the base. They just got to get outside of their own base. That's the problem.
What a waste.
He actually, so he takes the blessing. So now his own Aghanim, he can just sell it, I guess. Or
yeah.
I don't know what he's going to do with it. It doesn't matter. But, oh my god, they actually might have a window here with this rapier. They've swung it completely. He's queuing up the second rapier, too.
The backup ready. Okay. I mean, you sell that Aghanim Scepter. You can go ahead and maybe almost sell those boots or put it back into your backpack. Buy the second Divine Rapier. I mean, flat out damage when you've got the Swiss Slash and the Aghanim Scepter. We see that again. Nico baby wasn't hitting Roshan. He was baiting Zai into jumping into the pit.
I love it. Zai's honestly approaching the Octarine may have been a bit of a blunder if they do end up dropping this game somehow, because those back-to-back deaths, they're costing.
30 seconds. They've got to stall for 30 seconds for Zai to be able to come back up. The Sunray's burning. Oh, Hanskin. He's taking way too much damage, and now he's going to be heading deep inside the base. Nico baby tries to help him out where he can, but Hanskin's dead, and he has no buyback. 4 versus 4 is going to turn into a 4 versus 5, and Alliance is looking like they have to retreat now. Nisha poking at him, but a Soulbind is going to go on to him and the Bear. The Lotus Orb is protecting against the Swiss Slash. He's going to be able to break the Soulbind, but the Nico baby is making his way into the back line there. But now Nisha is dishing out the damage. He's stuck inside the Supernova. He's dead. One life down. Puts the Aghanim Scepter into his backpack. He needs every bit of help he can get because the Sunrise there. He's been filled up. He knows the call as well. Zai's going to make sure he doesn't go anywhere to jump over the Swiss Slash, but he's dead. Divine Rapier on the ground. Secret. They hold out against Alliance, and that is pretty much it. They may have buybacks, but they don't have Divine Rapiers. Secret. There was a moment there. There was a possibility.
But
they hold true.
Victory.
We're still seeing, like, honestly, like, the perseverance from Alliance, even in this game when just starts going absolutely crazy, they still end up taking some decent fights for themselves. And Secret, the greed does pay off, though.
seconds. It is Radiant's ban. Seconds. 5 seconds remains. Dire's ban. It is Radiant's ban. Seconds remain. Dire's turn to ban. Seconds. 5 seconds. Radiant must choose.
You're watching Dream League Season 15 powered by Intel, and this is the start of the third and deciding game between Alliance and Team Secret. It should be a nail-biter. It should be a close one based on the results before this, and it is very important to note that for this third game, Team Secret has chosen first pick T.
And the importance of that is simply the teams that are second pick are currently in this kind of mini meta of the series is banning out Puck and Beastmaster. Beastmaster we know is very broken. Puck is kind of the question mark. That opens up the team that isn't to ban out like the most strong heroes on their opponent. So as you see here, Alliance, they have to ban Beast Puck because of the mini meta. Secret, they ban out Timbersaw, they adapt their draft a little bit, they respect the Grimstroke from game 2, instantly taking away the Centaur. Now Alliance, they can't get any of the beefy boys, and they need to find out what is our plan to enter the game when we can't get our best heroes. Whew. I do love the fact that coin flip can decide quite a lot going into the decisive.
I mean, do you though? I mean, I kind of think that that is a bad thing at the moment.
Sarcastic,
oh, you got to clarify, because you know the British accent. We kind of are used to it by now.
I love the coin toss on third. Nah, sorry, I can't. I'm trying.
Please get a little like bend in it.
Yeah, but that's why I did it.
I never want to see that again.
Only you see it, Carl. They don't. That's why I did it.
Look at that.
For the
so far, every third game that Alliance has played in this league, they have gotten limp on the DK, and he crushed it, and they won the games. This time around, they have another DK. They actually first phase pick it, which is surprising.
This is because of S4. He plays it off lane, and then Limp plays it on mid as well. So it's very much a flex DK from Alliance.
Secret also banned DK in the final ban.
They do.
And I think they would have pushed it up this game because they've, I think, recognized the importance of this, you know, scaling stun hero that provides team fight and tower damage.
Yeah.
And DK is really the only replacement to the Centaur Timber style. Lina is a forward position I think is apt. This is just super strong right now. Easy follow-up. A lot of burst damage. Yep. I do wonder if we'll see a patch just tweaking Vanguard, Timber, Beastman. It really feels like a great patch. Just some heroes are just too good.
You know, the patch is really good at the moment. I like the fact that we get to like 30 minutes and it feels like we've seen pretty much every type of aspect of Dota. It is just the minor things that aren't too enjoyable. It's the idea of Vanguard, the idea of Solar Crest, but everything with balance,
idea
right?
of Beastmaster.
Yeah, you nerf one thing and suddenly something else is going to rise up. So I think, yeah, if we had to pick our battles, Beastmaster and Solar Crest are the two that I'd like to pick. Everything else.
The thing is, what's right below that, I think, is like Sanj Kaya heroes. Status resistance spell amp. Like, it's only a matter of time before the Leshrac Necrophos meta begins.
Well, I'm ready.
Picking green heroes, and we all go back to 2016. But Snapfire, once again, for Secret, pretty good synergy with whatever it is they want to place in the safe lane. Thought Puppy played it pretty well. He was blowing kisses all over that game, and a lot of damage dealt.
It is Dire's ban.
Alliance is now, this second phase ban feels like the easiest for them, probably the entire series, because they see a melee off lane, and they're like, okay, what does Yapzor play ranged? It's going to be a Rubik, maybe a Willow.
Yeah, but especially when you pick Lina, I think Rubik with Lina spells. Like, you buff Lina spells,
10
you buff
seconds
Rubik significantly, and then instant cast with post-patch
5
increased
seconds
radius on
remain.
Lina stun. It's nigh unmissable.
And with Lina already on the side of Alliance, you do not want to pick a Phoenix into that, right? Because she is already an egg killer.
It's another reason I think that pick, this open, makes a lot of sense from the Alliance side. They've had success all season in these decisive game threes, just sticking to what's been working, and this is that. You know, you as you said, you answer the Phoenix, lips on comfort, you have the ability to team fight and skirmish, and now you just respond, whatever Secret does.
Found that the Morphling, that game, like Morphling wasn't really doing anything up
10
to the point where
seconds remain.
Alliance's draft wasn't able to continue fighting. And it's like, oh wait, he's now found some farm.
5 seconds.
All right, now the Morphling showed up. It wasn't like the previous time Nisha played it where he had like 1,000 damage per minute. Again, you have to respect it. Alliance clearly showing that they want to play a high pace game, therefore removing the simplicity of the duo core. Morphling is one of the better ones to run in.
Yeah. Clockwork looks alright for them. I'm not a huge fan of it against Snapfire, I suppose.
No, I don't. No.
Alliance have first pick out of this phase. Depends on what direction they want to go. Probably just an FNG hero. Witch Doctor, perhaps? What we've seen in the past?
I wouldn't mind. I want some presence in fight. Even like an Undying to at least apply some pressure in Centaur and laning phase.
Into Snapfire? I don't think so.
Well, I mean, you can position the Tombstone a lot better. Like that's the whole argument of like Nyx when he used to have the whole break situation. Like he has to connect on it. Snapfire needs to be in the position. I think it's so black and white.
You could Nyx. They've picked that a couple times, but that's typically for Hanskin.
Yeah.
10
And
seconds.
in addition,
Then you have a
playing
potentially
into Centaur.
Yeah. And also it'd mean that
5
Lina would just be mid DKs
seconds
now you're off lane. So you'd have like a really janky kind of DK.
Yeah, you're right.
Well, we'll see. Anyway, with Alliance's next ban might be an indicator of what type of 5 they want.
Yeah, they're taking their time because they know it's a deciding.
Shadow Demon?
Shadow Demon coming out. I mean, we have seen also
If that's
Hanskin was the
Lina
one
mid,
playing
yeah.
that.
I wouldn't mind that if it was Lina
It's a
mid.
5 as well.
Sure. I'm sure FNG plays it.
Yeah.
Into Central though, you do have a really hard time, and that's what kind of where you like sacrifice the lane, where the carry needs to be able to push out the lane quick enough.
You want a little bit of a rundown of what FNG's played
Hit me.
so far?
It is.
That's not banned out. We got Lich, Elder Titan. You already mentioned the Undying, and that is it. The rest is either banned or picked.
With the Tusk ban, I'm starting to think it's another ranged hero. You want to limit Yapzor's ability to roam with reach. So, Witch Doctor makes the most sense, in my view, just because it's strongest laner available. FNG Disruptor could
10
come back.
seconds
Haven't seen him on
remaining.
that too often, but quite nice.
5 seconds.
Yeah, but this most likely will be the 5 pick from Alliance, unless they are trying to do some bamboozling flex and they just see a carry that they want straight away. But yeah, most likely will just be the 5. Nika Baby is doing a lot of talking right now. As a 4 his hero, what he wants to lane with.
S4 doing his best Greg Maddox impression. He'll hide the signs.
Faceless
Okay,
Void.
they just go for the carry.
Wow.
Alright. This actually could just be a block pick in the scenario, because maybe Secret, Snapfire plus the Void, that could have been pretty potent.
It's again, this is why Alliance has succeeded this year.
Winter
Secret, this is the go-to Void counter from back in the day.
And
Heal
it deals,
Chrono.
deals with DK as well, with the whole idea of Arctic Burn, the wave clear. Yeah, I don't mind that at all. So it's going to be most likely a position 4 Wyvern, 5 Snapfire. Yeah, not opposed to that.
10 seconds.
But Alliance, I think, this time are almost guaranteed to,
5
if not have better late game,
seconds
at
remain.
least have the ability to win with Morph Band and a Void already selected.
The weakness of this is these aren't supports that are going to wrap onto mid and quickly apply pressure. So Alliance, if they are going to put it as like Lina +1 off lane, this 5 position, if he's a kill threat on the map, he can pressure the lane, secure it for Void, then suddenly run to mid. Yeah, this is hype. Yeah, this is nice from Alliance.
Yeah.
So much damage coming out, and when they play around that Chrono, whoever they jump, even if there's a Cold Embrace save, they're going to have to deal with the big damage from the
This combo has been so good for so long. A lot of old school squads, Wings,
10
Newbie,
seconds.
the original DC, the ET Void, it is
5
late game. Like, you
seconds remaining.
actually can't win the game at a certain point because of the minus armor plus the massive team fight winner that is the Chronosphere. You have Earth Splitter as well. That's just that little bit quicker.
which is interesting then because like they're banning out Morphling in the second phase, but they still have Lina and ET in that draft. So they are showing so much respect right now to Nisha and what that type of pick for them can provide.
Cool.
And then so you can go for the Sven.
Yep, the old school ET counter, the war cry.
So right now, I'd love to see the Wyvern go into the Sven lane and Snap5 play with Centaur, just so that when Sven wants to go to jungle, Wyvern can just stay in that lane, and then you have kill threat, because if you put Wyvern Centaur, not the maximum amount of pressure on the lane, but Snap5 brings that out of Centaur, and Wyvern brings stuff out of Sven.
Keep in mind as well, it could be an S4 Elder Titan. Not necessarily FFG 0.
There's flexibility through the roof right now with Alliance's picks. Like DK, ET, and Lina are up in the air. Like, Lina could actually play mid 4-5, DK could go offlane mid, and ET can go 5 to offlane. So yeah, there is a lot of flexibility here. Yep. And they have the ultimate last pick in the draft.
I think ET Lina would be like the reason we don't see Wyvern too often is because you're pretty garbage in the laning phase.
Yeah, you do like around 40 damage. You don't really move that quick. You don't really have good. Yeah,
it's harder to pull. You're super slow.
You only fly sometimes. Like you're not that great.
I just Lina ET just screams we're dumpstering you.
Like, yeah. Secret though.
Sven is their win condition on the side of Team Secret. If you shut him down, suddenly Alliance's draft looks real spooky. They have a lot of natural ways of pressing towers. The Sven needs ancient stacks to get online.
I love this band from Secret, the Mars, another hero that if they are playing into this type of lineup, just another containment hero. You have Chrono, then you have Arena as well. I'd love them to ban out Kunkka if you're Alliance. I feel like it's a bit too easy to pick this hero with confidence and just mitigate all this early pressure.
Concern then would be Secret. It's a very kind of clunky lineup.
The main reason is because Alliance doesn't have a clean way to flood the map and pressure you. Outside of DK Ultimate, there isn't that early damage. It's kind of just like poke and prod. So heroes that have a bit more kind of innate tankiness naturally will thrive in these types of games. But Alliance does have last pick, so they can maybe play around that and impact a high tempo hero.
Yeah, I hope it's an S4 ET though, especially with Mars Tide Band. Just what's left in the pool.
Yeah, but that would mean that they would save a support for last.
You know
pick?
Yeah, but it's just a flex.
I guess so.
They have like 2 limp heroes right now for mid.
That's true.
This is 100% like when they get to last pick, they'll be looking at limp going, yo, Chief, what do you want to play? And he's like, nah, give me the DK. And it's all right, cool. We'll unpack the draft for you to get to this.
You can see the read, like even with Void DK, they're still banning Storm. Because there just aren't many tools that change the state of this game for Secret. Like, so for Kunkka, it's not a bad pick, but it still feels like you're on a huge clock and you just have to outplay Alliance to win the game. Again, that's why I feel you just go for a pretty standard 5.
Ooh, okay. Nice.
Is it nice? That's good.
Yeah, I like it for the idea of you now have this, in the words of Kyle, this mixed damage. You've got the Sven, big physical, Leshrac, big magical. It's hard to itemize to deal with both at that like 20-15 minute timing. It does give Secret a way to collapse the map. You waste Chrono, you now have Leshrac pressure, but for Alliance,
Nyx maybe. You could Pugna.
I'd like to see the Lina go mid into Lesh, have a decent, ranged battle, and then pick up a really strong 4 to play with this DK, and then you put the DT5.
It's an insane Pugna game. You force BKB on Leshrac, you have Decrep for the Sven damage and the Wyvern ult.
You got 3 seconds left.
Now go for Downlord.
Okay.
They have such a tanky draft.
Right?
Yeah, it is. So the Leshrac, that's the perfect pick because they needed something that just spews damage and also provides the tower threat that they were lacking, buys space from a Tumbaman on Sven to get into the game. I'm not sure. I don't know how I feel about the Underlord.
Every time that we've spoke about like Alliance when they're in the high pace drafts without like the tanky offlane, we doubt their ability to win early and survive to late. But when they have the win condition and that scaling point, they often do pretty well. So they do have ways to reset the fight and win condition. So I favor Alliance for just that and how they played the game. I prefer Secret's draft for the pace and the fun of it.
Yeah, Underlord Void's always been great because you have great team fight, you have the escape, and it's also a lot of added damage into the Chrono. You can get that 1 kill and keep rolling. It really, to me, comes down to Nisha on the Leshrac. It feels like the old Quap in the sense that his plus-minus on deaths is 2.5. Like, you have a 1 death Lesh game, get a fast Bloodstone, fast Sanj Kaya, you might just take over, but you have to dominate. Limp on DK is going to have a tough challenge.
Limp on DK has a tough challenge?
Yeah.
When has he ever had a tough challenge? When he's playing DK, Kyle?
Sure.
He crushes it every time. Every third game of the series so far. This will be the fourth in a row. Will they also get the fourth victory in a row? We're going to find out together with Cap and Fogged.
Some of the beauty in drafting and sometimes you can actually see certain drafts coming and you can plan for it, but it doesn't necessarily mean you can beat it. And it seems like the Alliance Dragonite is just one of those things, Fogged.
Yeah, it's tried, it's tested, it's worked. So why not keep doing it? Liv's so comfortable on it, and they've got this Nico Baby Void. Nice, well-rounded draft that can scale infinitely into that greater stages of the game, into later stages. Secret's actually drafted something I think I'd never see for Secret. Almost everyone has a stun. Usually it's like they actually have like maybe one stun or something, or like just a couple stun. Almost everyone actually has a form of disable. It's very rare to see Secret go for this type of draft.
Secret is starting off with a 5-man smoke around.
Damn right, with like 4/5 stuns. Anybody behind will absolutely die. Alliance don't have the level 1 team fight with Void and DK. Two kind of empty heroes at level 1.
Look at the drawing. FNG's saying, okay, make sure we cut all the way back around. Because you don't want to be running through the jungle. The Secret might be there. Nico Baby. He's not going to get caught here, Secret. Are you going to use that early smoke and not get anything for their efforts?
Yeah. Nisha checks to if there's a ward in mid. Ooh, okay. So he checks to see if the ward's in mid. It wasn't placed just yet. And then it gets placed immediately after. Oh, nice little brain there.
This Dota match.
Nice little waiting.
They do get the... yeah, that's... You a fan of that?
To secure Ruin, is it worth it?
Yeah, it might be.
I don't... it might be. I'm not sure. Maybe. Decent amount of... Yeah, it's...
It's hard because I played this matchup, the Snapfire versus Lina, and it does feel good when you have Lil Shredder. You can actually fight the Lina, but if you don't have Lil Shredder, then she just outranges you, then she's hitting you with LSA, right-clicking you even more. So, I don't know. We'll see. They actually early cookie stun, and then they followed up with a Stormhammer. Hanskin is going to be chased away. He has a healing salve, but that was a weird bit of aggression. The very start. Meanwhile, 2-man stomp. That's a nice way.
That's one way to make the cookie work out. If your Sven comes over and constantly is throwing the stun to like get that harassment going, maybe they can win some regen fight, because Lina overall is just a much stronger laner. This hero's phenomenal, all the buffs she's gotten. Latu might suffer a little bit down here.
FNG's getting in there. Nico Baby helping him out. Just pushes down gaps. Or the panel was talking about one of the downsides of Winter Wyvern is your poor laning phase, and we're seeing it in action here.
Yeah, you kind of don't do anything. You really don't. And ET is one of the better laners, period. As FNG... Oh, you see this pull? FNG? Okay, that was actually... Sorry, I pulled attention from something else I was having, but FNG gets a pull that way. Yeah, okay. The range creep one through it like that. That's actually huge because he gets the half pull too. So that's going to put this Void's lane in a great position, and he's just going to be able to continue zoning Yapzor out. The Spirit's coming back. Yapzor, the damage. Careful.
Yapzor, he's going to use his flight abilities in the best way possible, playing around those trees, so he gets a couple extra shots on the Elder Titan. But whenever that's down, he doesn't really have an answer to the ET whatsoever.
Yeah, that's very long cooldown. That's why we both see these poor Wyverns.
Oh, double stun again. Little Shredders tearing apart Hanskin. They need a couple more hits in. Hanskin goes into the trees, but it's not good enough. The Fairy Fire will not save him. The kill score evened up.
Nice. I mean, nice that they're able to get the kill on the Lina. That's kind of unexpected with the Underlord lane. But they do end up persisting, and they do have cleave as well, though.
You see that? Yapzor with Cold Embrace. He's like, all right.
I actually was about to say, I think this is the build now.
Yeah.
I think you actually get Cold Embrace in the lane now, because you feel so underwhelming if you don't. You just, your presence is super weak. You're just literally like a walking split device. I've been seeing more people doing this lately. I was talking with, I heard AUI talking about it too, and I was talking with him about it. He likes it. So.
Did Cold Embrace, has it been nerfed or buffed lately or anything like that? It didn't always have a base heal, right? Was that a while ago that it was all percentage?
Oh, it was quite some time ago. I can actually check what it was exactly really quickly.
Okay, I've been pulling up a lot of old Dota stuff today. As I said, healing salves aren't dispellable. That goes all the way back to like the early 7.0 patches. Yeah. Tsunami messaged me that one. I was like, oh my god. I'm so old.
To the impurities.
Yeah, there hasn't. No, it hasn't. It's been like that for quite some time. So.
Okay.
It's like 7.2 or something, 7.24 or something. It got changed site. But yeah, I've been seeing more of this, especially with tanky offlaners. You can't zone them ever. Sure, you're not killing the enemy carry, but as a Wyvern, when are you actually ever looking to kill? Right?
Yeah.
So,
okay.
The idea of it is actually pretty interesting.
Nice use of the horns. The hammer there, Storm Hammer, to catch the range creep.
Were you about to say Hormstammer?
Yeah, I was.
Did you switch him up?
You know, I'm all over the place right now. Yeah, so once again, I mean, this is the best example of Cold Embrace being effective in lane, right? Because it's against a support that has a very clear timing that he wants to right-click you. FNG, nice play. Baby. Ooh, Nico Baby barely gets out in time. His support was missing. He rotated over and took away the water rune away from Nisha.
Yeah, nice move. FNG definitely doing good stuff up here. He has Tranquil Boots so early too on this 5 position ET, so allows him to move around to check runes like that. Very nice. But Zai is gonna have a very early Vanguard. So he's gonna, his impact top, I think he's gonna be able to just stay up there by himself versus the Void and ET, and then it's gonna open up the map a bit for YapzOr to move around.
Yeah, and Winter Wyvern is actually not the worst hero at kind of ganking. It can definitely work for you. S4, he's gonna keep chasing. He's got boots. Puppy's definitely dead. He doesn't even need a second Firestorm.
Yeah, I think versus a lot of heroes, Wyvern can be kind of underwhelming to gank, but looking at the 2 other lanes that he can go to, DK and Underlord, that's exactly what you want to play versus those high HP cores. So he could definitely look for some rotations mid. I actually I didn't know if this matchup how it was gonna go, but Limp is doing excellent in it. He was actually winning pretty hard until those last track, and he should actually have to go back to base because his runes are all taken away, and the water rune, as you mentioned from top, was stolen.
So he's gonna go back, get a rain drop, and
Limp's got 6, so he might maybe pop the ulti and hit the tower once or twice, perhaps.
Yeah. In which course, maybe we need YapzOr to be able to rotate just to be able to prevent the DK from harassing away at that tower. Top lane, Zai is going to be challenged once again. He's just going to go for TP out. Nico Baby hopes for the bash. Doesn't quite get it. Bottom lane, they're going for the hot skin kill, but he managed. Oh, the last shot from Puppy. Barely gets the last hit. Meanwhile, there is the rotation from YapzOr, and it does kill the mid DK. Limp does die.
And it was actually before Nisha even hit 6. I was wondering if the move was going to work because he didn't have Pulse Nova yet, but even with just level 1 Edict, a little percent base damage from YapzOr, it works, and now Nisha gets a haste. So now he can look to make more aggressive moves, actually, as this Leshrac and his catapults hitting the tower and bottom, they get the kill on S4.
Yeah, I mean, this lane, this Snapfire plus Sven lane is working out really nicely for them. The physical damage amplified by a little Shredder, the little bit of a hop on the cookie helps this Sven just output so much more damage. There's a rotation coming in from Nisha, picking up a haste rune. FNG, he's certainly dead, and Nico Baby
with the impurity.
hides away into the trees. Now, he's still going to stay here, but I don't think Nisha is going away until this tower's dead. We'll see.
It is only the level 1 Edict, though. He did put 2 points in stun and 2 points in lightning just for lane, so it will make that tower die quite a lot slower.
Oh yeah, they've got this combo. The Axe or Centaur plus Cold Embrace.
There
you know, you can farm stacks, you can hit, towers and stuff, and feel really good. FNG? Ooh.
I guess he's giving his life to try to pull the wave off?
I guess so, and he's actually using the movement speed effectively. Whoa, okay. Man, that was ballsy.
He successfully defended the tower. Look at this creep wave. He pulls it. I cannot believe he's alive. What the?
That was insane.
Tranquil Boot Windlace, the speed. He had plus what, 176, so he hit at least every single creep and every single hero with his spirit.
Yeah, and it's not like
Nico Baby. He's got this huge creep wave to farm.
Yeah, it's not like Nisha could stay up there because otherwise he'd lose his mid tower to the Dragonite. So he kind of had to go back. That was the window. Now he's got to go back and defend. And as you said, Nico Baby has that full wave to defend. That was sick.
That was like 300 IQ right there by FNG. I thought for sure he was dead, but no, he survives and does the big play. Great stuff. And now bottom, Batu also getting pressured.
Big kill if they can get it stuck inside, but the cookie will get him out. He does have a healing salve that's going to be gifted over into him. You see him drop the bracer for just that added bit of efficiency.
I love efficiency. Zai?
Name of the game for Dota anyway. With a double damage, FNG, he hits decently hard and he can kind of get through that Vanguard. But of course, Zai does have his Stampede ready to go.
Yeah, I think that ward caught vision of YapzOr for a second, so they know they can't make any aggressive move when the Cold Embrace is available. How are their levels looking? YapzOr is very high level, actually. From that rotation on mid, he's near 6 already on Wyvern.
Oh, yeah. It always feels good when a support can get level 6 before 10, so you don't have to have that awkward conversation about whose ultimate is more important, who needs the tome.
Yeah, you don't want to have that conversation with Puppey either.
No, YapzOr, you will give me the tome.
Radiant should
You
look
will
to
buy
their
it
middle
for me,
tower.
too. And Puppey's actually a very high level with all the kills they're getting bottom lane, too. In fact, he's been...
And now they're moving this Sven. So he just gets to chill down there alone and just get level 6 kind of for free, maybe off the next creep wave. Next 2 creeps, he will have it.
Do you ever think of this situation? Okay, both supports have their level 6. Do you want to give it to a core? Do you want to give it to, like, Nisha? See if you can get level 9, 10 a little bit faster?
Disgusting. Don't you ever say that again. Don't you ever. Those tomes are made for the supports.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, if any hero wants all of his abilities maxed out, it's gotta be Leshrac, right? Fucked?
I guess, I mean, I guess it is possible. It is definitely a possibility because they do have these two such independent, these heroes and just go jungle and stuff. I mean, maybe.
Nico baby still sticking close to this top lane, is farming around, does have Chronosphere, but they just can't really fight through the Centaur. He's just like trying to kill the lane when he can, because otherwise he doesn't have a ton of places to be able to farm, especially with all the towers still being up. FNG gonna be run down by another haste rune. He's like, all right, this is getting a little old now. Oh, the stun actually misses there, so FNG survives. Meanwhile, bottom lane, they pop the Sven ultimate there to be able to get the kill on an S4. Still trying to run down with a Stampede. Matamamen might just be able to catch up. No, Hanskin's too fast thanks to the Fiery Soul.
Dyer's
I think Zai's gonna be a big problem
attack.
for them. I'm seeing some kind of big damage issues coming out from Alliance versus the Centaur. With Vanguard Hood and with YapzOr always behind him, I don't really know how they're going to be bringing him down unless they actually just all in everything when they have Splitter.
Oh, here it comes. They don't have Laguna Blade just yet on Hanskin, and they do have Cold Embrace as well. The Underlord's going to be here, though, and Zai, he's going to be in a sticky situation. The tower is definitely going to die. Zai hits the stomp before the pit can grab him. It's still out there, though, and Zai still likely to die unless the Winner's Curse. A cookie hop off the cliff, but Hanskin, he managed to get it from the low ground. Now the Chronosphere is going to be used. They managed to catch Nisha. A big kill. Dragon Knight stuck inside the Chronosphere, but it doesn't matter. They didn't need his damage anyway.
To their bottom tower.
Huge move. They literally bring all 5 heroes to stop this Centaur pressure. The Firestorm absolutely needed. They needed that percent-based damage to bring him down.
Radiant
and they do get the second kill onto Nisha. Pretty huge. Slowing down Leshrac early game is always amazing. If you can stop this hero from building up that early lead, it can sometimes feel quite frail on Lesh.
In danger.
S4 charges back down to bottom lane. After that successful team fight, you could see Alliance putting a lot of priority and pushing out their side lanes as much as possible because they know, okay, now there's no Chronosphere, so the threat isn't the same anymore. S4, Nisha missing another stun here. The pit's going to go down, and S4's actually going to turn around and start laying some damage out. The cookie's going to be able to go out. The Laguna Blade is not enough to kill Nisha by itself, all because a stun from Puppey stopped S4 from getting that last swing in early. Blink Dagger will manage to get the kill. Matamamen, the shots are going to be raining in. Mortimer's killing S4, a shot right on the mark. Bullseye for Puppey.
Damn, I was about to say, he actually survives like that.
Yeah, would have been crazy.
FNG's he's so farmed on this 5 Elder Titan. He's got his medallion already finished up, so they're gonna have some extra elements quite early on in this game. And the Void overall in the game too, just because of little moves, like honestly, because of FNG pulling the creep aggro off a top tower. Look at his farm. He's actually ahead of Sven and Leshrac, which is not what you would expect after the start that Secret did have in the lanes.
Yeah, I think it's always nice because of how important Solar Crest is right now. If your 3 or 4 position isn't going to get it, you kind of need your 5 to have a good game because it's just such a value item. Lena wants an Aether Lens, and Underlord's got a plethora of items he wants to go, not a Solar Crest, so it's really good for them that FNG has this farm.
It is denied. YapzOr just missed an Ancient stack.
Oh.
They actually don't have any stacks here for the Sven. That is quite problematic for Matu. He doesn't have anywhere to amplify himself, and Void, Void usually does not have the same net worth as a Sven. That's usually why you pick the Sven into this, because Sven just way over farms him, but that is not happening. It's going to be a very slow start for Matu after what looked like a good start in the lane.
Yeah, maybe we can get a look at how many camps were stacked in total by Secret, because it does feel like very small amount.
Yep, missed like 1 or 2 that I saw, so that was painful. They do have the Yules on Nisha.
Chain stun, that's enough, Nico baby. They showed some of the heroes bottom lane. That Secret were eager to make a move anywhere else, and they make a move both mid and top. Kill the 5 and 1.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Meanwhile, Limp takes bottom with Hanskin. And he showed the Blink Dagger earlier. He's also level 11. These two can still look to make these great aggressive plays. Maybe they can actually smoke soon, because they do have a Laguna available. Nisha's still being quite fragile, as we pointed out. 1,000 HP. So he still can get popped pretty much from any of the spell combinations from the side of Alliance. Swinging down right away. They want to stop this pressure from the Lina.
She's going to throw out another Dragon Slave, and okay, good call by Hanskin, man. I really thought he was like, all right, he's going to throw another round of nukes, and he's going to regret it. But thanks to that ward on the high ground, he doesn't take that bait. And he'll join the rest of his team for smoke, it looks like.
Yep, they've got Chrono back up. They have Splitter online too, level 3 stomp, so he can set up the Splitter even if the Chrono doesn't catch all the heroes too. DK farm's still down, but yeah, with Blink, they've got easy ways to invade, and they can just watch. There's still no Ancient stacks. Matu's probably going to try to stack one himself here. They're waiting. They have Ward Vision. Scan does catch them, though, but that does mean that Matu is forced away from Ancients, another situation where he doesn't get a stack, and Nico Baby's going to take him away. It might not lead into a kill, but it's a good aggressive move where they also get, I believe, a secondary deep ward. So they have the high ground one that probably gets de-warded soon, but then they have this one behind the tier 1 mid.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I mean, between the wards being placed, the opportunity that may come of that, and then on top of that, just straight up, like, farming this hard camp and that Ancient, that's like 250 gold by itself. So you give that to yourself and take it away from Secret, then, you know, that's almost worth the cost of the smoke right there. We still have the camp stack, as you were mentioning, Secret not getting that many. Only 1 apiece on 3 heroes.
They are able to get the tower bottoms. Zai, he does finish that one off, and he will be very close to Blink. He still is...
Time is money.
On top of that net worth, still a absolute beast. But yes, this Sven is just quite far behind. I think that... Is that his Echo Saber done now? Yeah, he does have it done. But not as behind as I felt that he was.
About a 500 net worth difference between him and the Faceless Void. But if he dies here, the Mortimer's Kiss is going to be raining some shots in. The Cold Embrace is going to help protect Matama Man, but he's going to be hit by an LSA. Laguna Blade, that's not quite enough by itself. They need a little bit more. S4 was looking for it, but he couldn't quite get close enough. Now Matama Man turns around, keeps S4's chain stun a little bit longer. Fortunately, S4 is tanky. He's got the Dark Rift. He's being run down. The Stomp gives him the space. Nisha could have run him down, but because of FNG, S4 will get away safely.
So close. My god, Matu living just barely because of the heals from that Cold Embrace.
Yeah, it feels even worse when it's not like the carry even has to go back to base. Between the Cold Embrace and the Mask of Madness heals, he's just going to keep farming. He's not slowed down one bit. Unless, maybe he should have gone back. Nico maybe going for the solo kill. The Cold Embrace is coming. Oh, wait, the bash killed him.
The bash damage.
The bash magic damage ends up killing him. Nico, baby, they're going to try and burst him down. They get the stomp. It's barely in range, but they get him still. Zai, he gets the stomp in to get revenge, but still a massive kill for Nico, baby, no doubt.
It's a solo kill. Look how much he actually gets for it. Like, the 531 gold, but also the experience he gets is absurd. He gets like over a full level for it. Yapster did all he could. Cold Embrace cast range further than that of Winter's Curse, so he tried. Just the bash came out.
Yeah.
Now they know there's vision in the area, though, because he jumped up very confidently just right into that Sven, but well worth it for Nico, baby.
Man, I can't believe Winter's Curse is less range than Cold Embrace now.
Yeah. They ruined Winter's Curse. I don't know. That spell feels really tough to use in a lot of... You can't use it as a setup anymore, which really hurts the hero, I feel. Like, a lot of times you can just curse and you tell, like, 2 people to TP in a time. You can't do that anymore. It's Matu again, up top.
Is he gonna die here? The stomp They need some help, Zai. Oh, nice blink from Limp and a good retreat as a whole from Alliance. They realized they didn't have the damage to kill Matumba Man, and very likely reinforcements were on their way and still chasing after Limp, but he's got the movement speed to stay ahead of him.
Dire should look to their top tower.
DK form is still active, so Alliance probably looking to still try something up here, at least stall out as long as possible. Nico maybe doesn't have chrono though, so it's just going to be mostly stalling and catching if someone's too far overextended. It's Zai.
Stampede, but he's stuck. He just can't get anywhere. No, not Stampede, but he's just kind of like stuck inside the pit, and then the stun off of the Dragon Knight. Yeah, there was too much there.
And the Firestorm and the Earth Splitter, they're the big difference makers. You know, that super tanky Centaur, these percent-based nukes are actually going to make him killable. I thought he'd be much more invulnerable, but yeah, percent damage working out excellent versus Zai, especially when you can keep him in it the whole time.
Oh, hey, look.
And they're swinging over, still chasing, and they scout out an Ancient stack.
Yeah, another Ancient stack.
There is little hope for Dire's middle tower.
Hoping that Matumba Man would, you know, do a lazy kind of, all right, I'll circle my way back in the triangle, but he doesn't. So Alliance will still instead just take that Ancient stack for themselves.
And now with that kill top, and with Chrono used bottom earlier, Chrono's back up.
Oh, they're going to pincer him. They're going to sandwich these guys. S4, he's going to need to Dark Rift out of here, but it may not be enough as they're just going to... He's very, very dead. Maybe with the Stampede, they can catch more. Zai turns around. Nice hit by Hanskin. A two-man LSA stun that will make sure that the Zai Centaur can't catch up with them.
Hunt for Radiant forces.
Love seeing the bloodlust from both sides, really. Just both playing around their cooldowns very nicely. Nico Baby, as we said, he still has Chrono when he does look to go up. And interesting to point out, too, if you see his skill build, he actually put the 1 point.
Is under attack.
So.
Oh, okay. So he's just focused more so on, yeah, he's just focused on farming, you know, just every once in a while he'll Chronosphere when he has to, but
middle tower is
better just play for that late game and farm as efficiently as possible.
Still trying to keep spamming up this top lane. The two spammers, S4 and Hanskin. I think Zai has to give a little more respect to the percent damage, especially with the roots and the 8 toes coming in. Nisha.
Winter's Curse. That is not going to be enough to bail him out. He's hit by the ET stall.
Solitude I return.
Once again, Secret.
They're not giving respect to the control. Yeah. Like this pit and these chain stuns coming up from Alliance. I feel like Secret's just either underestimated or just not giving respect at all to Alliance when they're going for these pushes. They get the tower inevitably, but these are costly. They lose Zai once, they lose Nisha now the second time.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Either. It's just like a splitter from the support.
Do you think that getting that tier 2 and unlocking the outpost, is that important in some way? Is it because they really want to do Roshan or something? Like, why are they so set on that objective and forcing it?
That actually is a good question. I mean, maybe they are looking to take down away soon when they do get these item timings for the Sven, and then they will inevitably go for the fight around Roshan. It will block the TP access, but yeah, I'm not sure. That's interesting.
Well, it's certainly Secret can do Roshan. They've certainly got the physical damage and a bit of minus armor thanks to Snapfire to be able to do so. But
no Solar Crest though, and Puppey he's not even building toward it. So nobody gonna have that to amp up the Sven at all.
Oh, that's interesting. We started the cast talking about how big that item is right now.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought Puppey was gonna get it for sure after he got Glimmer, but he hasn't queued it or anything. Maybe he still will because it's so valuable. But Yapsor, he's prioritized Blink. He knows his positioning is gonna be everything to counteract Alliance's jumps from me. So
look at this. Smoke for smoke, but Alliance found a double damage route. Both teams are looking for a fight right now. This DD could be the difference maker here. Or it could be the difference that they don't have all 5 here inside Puppey. He's going to be spotted. Glimmer Cape, he gets away. The Dragon Tail stun didn't actually connect.
They're still looking though. Nico Baby has S and Y Maelstrom DD, like he's super ready to fight. Matu, he's not really the most ready. Without BKB, sure he's got Blink, but if he gets jumped, he's still gonna just die if Yapsor's not there to bail him out.
They re-smoked in Secret. They're gonna find there's Yapsor. That's exactly who Alliance wanted first. They're gonna be able to bring down this big team fighting support. Tries to get out the cold embrace. That's not good enough on the other side though. Matumba Man takes down FNG. So the fight is going to be breaking apart here. So Matumba Man wants to get out of here, but he's just not going to. Limp. There's the pit. There's the LSA. And Nico Baby's here with the double damage as as well. Great movement by Alliance and great recognizing that opportunity that was available. Doubling the smoke up just to make sure they find a fight.
Under attack.
I think they're really recognizing how much stronger they are. Like, Matu is so far behind in net worth. This is, like, here's Sven, 1,000 gold. Even if he was even with the net worth on the Void, he's significantly behind on Sven because of that. So, yeah, seizing the opportunity with these double smokes, DD into Roche too. They're gonna get this one.
Man, what a sick DD.
Yeah, really.
Dire's bottom tower is under
he's
attack.
so farmed on Nico, baby,
Dire's
really. It's quite crazy to point out. Like, this Maelstrom, Massive Madness SOI at this point in the game, it's usually not the point where your Void, who was in a tough lane, would be.
Yeah.
It's massive.
All right, a good 1,000 net worth over the Sven now. As you said, the Sven is supposed to be the one farming faster, so it's like 2,000 net worth lead for Alliance. It's a lot bigger than that, especially with the Aegis. Secret continuing to always play on Alliance's side of the map. Like, even now, Nisha is poking away at this tier 2 tower. They're gonna smoke
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Are they gonna try and fight into the Aegis? I mean, Chronos
into Aegis? They don't even have BKB on Matu yet. Like, Matu has to keep farming.
Structures are
this is a risky move if Secret does look to fight into this. They will just get annihilated by... This is a level 18 now, so now he does have max chrono.
It's funny because, like, I'm not sure Alliance would expect them to fight just because Alliance is so strong, but they're not making any mistakes in positioning, at least not yet anyway. They're going to jump for the back line and go for Dragon Knight first, see if they can kill him, and they do manage to do so. But S4 managed to get the pit onto 2 with the Laguna Blade taking out Nisha. Winter's Curse onto the Face's Void, but it's not going to last for long. He's going to try and take down Puppy. He's going to get on top for a second there. Matama Man, meanwhile, did kill the Lina. His damage with God Strength is what is going to make Alliance retreat. They still have the Chronosphere. They're going to go back into it. Time Dilation first onto Matama Man, threatening that Chronosphere, always threatening it bit by bit. That percentage-based damage is doing its job on a Matama Man. Now they just need a little bit more of the Chronosphere. They got Yapso to make sure they can put the damage on a Matama Man. He didn't need to catch the Sven inside of that one. They've managed to hit him with the hook stop though. Maybe he'll lose his Aegis, or maybe he won't. He time locks the damage off. He starts putting it onto Zai. Zai, Cookie, maybe they can't take it down. Aegis is gone, but it's going to be a one fight for Alliance. Zai, he can't get away from the Firestorm. FNG runs down Yapsor to a man. Alliance beat out Secret.
Tower is under attack.
They died before getting BKB up, before getting a single spell out. They 100-0'd him with the chain stun, and they're still able to take the fight on Alliance. Nico, baby, I love the hesitation, just the patience, waiting for Yapsor to step in just a bit too far to get that Chronosphere. He kept threatening it, like you were saying. He was able to find the perfect grab.
Like, Nisha almost looked like he wanted to just run into the triangle.
I can't believe how bloodthirsty they are being into this when they are this big of a deficit into a Void.
Yeah.
Into such heavy team fight.
A Void when he's got Aegis and he's got Chronosphere. Like, they just did not give a damn about the quote-unquote advantage. Maybe they should have. They lost that fight, and maybe they can catch FNG. Fortunately, good stop, but he's going to be slowed down. Puppy. Dominating streak for Puppy, because he's just been getting kills thanks to Mortimer's kisses.
I still want to see, he's got Yules queued up. I really want to see him build Solar Crest, I'll be honest with you, but because I do feel like Matu needs all the help he can get in this game, because he's so far behind, still no BKB just yet. He needs to be amped up a little more. So he's got Yules, like we were saying, to be able to protect from the outside of these Chronos and stuff like that, but
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
All right, well,
Dire's
Secret
structures are fortified.
This is the kind of aggression you do expect. Chronosphere down, so Secret want to get what they can on the map, maybe even take a fight potentially, but it's only going to last until Chronosphere is back up, I presume. But we'll see.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
I can still battle anyway, even into Chronosphere. Who knows right now?
Dire's
they will take the
middle
2-2
tower
bottom
is
themselves.
under attack.
Outposts are still claimed from Secret, so they are denying a bit of XP.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
They managed to find a DD room at the top lane, and they had a bottle. So Matama Man has that, so it may be a possibility here. It's Secret's chance to win some fights thanks to the rune opportunity, but we'll see.
He's got BKB and DD and level 18, so they might actually have a chance to be able to fight into this one with no Aegis up right now too. Yeah, I think they could definitely look to go into this here.
What a big difference. Enchanted Quiver, on one side or with destruction on the other. It's, both items, very big pickups for either side.
Yeah, Matu also found himself a tunic, so a little bit of evasion kicking in, movement speed so he doesn't get kited versus all these stuns and control. That'll be pretty big too. And YapzOr did find a headband, so further cast range for these cold embraces and curse, so he can sit further back now to protect. Because he's been getting caught even just by time dilation when he runs in. Just the AoE of it has been catching him a few. So smoke from Secret with this DD. So he gets the jump.
Yeah, it's only going to last in that bottle for a bit longer, so they want to find that fight now while they can. Alliance, they've got the Chronosphere, but they are being patient. So once again, Hanskin, they have a scan on him. S4, or excuse me, Zai's acting like he didn't have the scan.
Look at Hanskin though, he's cutting trees, he's moving in more. Nisha, spider legging through to find him. He knows.
Yeah, Smoke's gonna break eventually here, and no way. He was just outside of nighttime vision. Hanskin kept it going that entire time and does TP out.
And now he's gonna join his team too, and they've got a smoke ready. So it's a lot of these fights up to initiation. It's gonna be if Nico Baby can he catch or be aware of the positioning of that Wyvern as he picks up a full eye of Scotty. He's unbelievably tanky now. They find Matu to start it.
Matu without YapzOr being around. YapzOr does have his Blink Dagger. He's going to be TPing in here. Alliance.
Some Stampede.
Yeah.
Alliance re-smoking, just like they did earlier, knowing that this is a window for them to look for this big fight. They still have this ward top too. I don't know if it actually gave them any info just yet.
YapzOr, look at him, he's breaking smokes by cutting through the trees like that and then blinks out. Alliance, of course, they're like, our smoke broke, like, where is he? But he was in a hard area to be able to find.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Secret just they're trying to buy some time here versus this Chrono. Zai trying to finish up this next big item here, going for his axe. He might get found.
No, Zai. Okay, they were actually scared of him. They thought the rest of Secret was up there, I think.
Yeah, Limp's DK form was ending, so I think someone must have made that executive call. Like, careful, quickly.
Yeah.
But Zai, he'll get time to buy Ags, so now they'll have more defensive abilities, at least to try to protect Matu, as he's really needed in this game. So inside that Chrono, he'll have Cold Embrace and that nice reduction, and the Stampede reduction, of course, to get buffed.
I would,
5.5 seconds when he hasn't finished.
Jesus, look at that damage dealt, man. The percentage-based damage is no joke from the Underlord. I would love for them to take that outpost, but...
Oh, look at the setup.
Yeah. Oh, they got him. Rod of Atos. And he will fight back as he can, but against 3, it's not a fair matchup. And Matamba Man's going to use his extra boost of movement speed to make sure he's not caught as well. Nice move from Alliance.
And FNG somehow has the 5 position ET, not only with Solar Crest Cap, but he's got Aghanims.
Wow.
It's not the biggest one because he isn't playing versus one of these Agi cores like your Morphling, Spectres, etc., where that's where ET really thrives because he can stand next to them and break the armor. But either way, it's gonna make him a real big nuisance in the fights anyway.
You could see a bit of the effect of the ET in these fights as Sven actually just got his level 20 talent and went to plus armor rather than the movement speed because he's like, that bonus armor is really important.
Yeah, anytime that you can get plus armor for sure versus ET, definitely appropriate. I didn't even know that talent existed, I'll be totally honest with you.
Yeah, I think that's a new one.
Radiant's middle tower
up and oh, look at what's top rune.
Oh, another delicious blue rune.
It's like, all right, got my bottle ready. Here we go, Nico baby. And Roche will be up in about 2 minutes, so they can hang on to the DD in that bottle until the Roche does come up. That's going to be pretty huge for Alliance for that next fight.
Man, they just last in bottles for so long.
They really do. And Nisha's game is just hard. Like, he has to itemize like this, but not having his own defensive item. I mean, he at least has the Bloodstone heal that will come into play, but man, he just can get popped so easily from this Alliance lineup.
See, these bottle power runes are so big because, like, Secret's going in into smoke, but they don't realize that there's going to be this double damage, and that's a huge factor.
Zai?
Nico, baby. Yeah. Zai. misses out on that one. S4, he's breaking the smoke now. Into the back. Matamaban, he jumps forward almost immediately, going for FNG, and they will manage to kill him with a biz. First bit of the BKB. He's going to jump forward. They're going to go for the kill onto Lasher, but they don't quite get it. But Nico Baby's finally here. He has his double damage ready to go. He's going to be used up for a second. Stun going out. He's actually being chained up a little bit here. But of course, nobody really wants to fight into him. Finally sees the opportunity for that Chronosphere. He's on him. Matamaban's just being ripped apart by that double damage. Now it's Nisha's turn as well. The 2 cores dead for Nico Baby. And he goes for a third one as well. Zai, he hits a stomp, a winner's curse, but Yapzor couldn't get away. It didn't drag in the Dragon Knight. Now Zai, he's surely dead. And Nico Baby handles Secret.
And it looks like a decent jump for them. They get onto FNG, but the buybacks are ready. And Nico Baby, he pump fakes the one chrono, forces the blink back from Yapzor, and then limps like, don't worry, buddy, I got you. Jumps in, controls Yapzor for the chrono to catch onto Matu perfectly. Some great tag teaming teamwork from Alliance in that last fight.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that they look like they planned that all together, right? Nico Baby, no way for him to get caught. Nico Baby also jumps in, but he doesn't pop the DD right away because he doesn't have a BKB to protect it. He gets used, he still has that DD in his bottle, and then he's able to pop it. Then he's able to hit that Chronosphere, and that double damage means it's not 1 core kill he gets, but 2.
Alliance really is looking like the best team fighting team right now. Like, when you get these type of fights, just the way that they set up and they just like tag team and work off of each other, you really start to see the beauty in it. And now into Roche right away. I saw Nico Baby, he had Shard queued up, and now he doesn't even have to purchase it, as he can just get one for free off of that Roche. And now the game, very difficult for Secret to bring back.
Yeah, you can see, like, he jumps in after everyone's, like, the burst damage is already kind of there. Matamaban, he wanders back in. He's like, okay, I gotta help my team. That's when Nico Baby sees the opportunity. He's like, great, I can get the Chronosphere onto both cores, so Cold Embrace can only save one of them. Yapzor was being harassed by both S4 and Limp at that time, so he was playing for the Cold Embrace counter, but his allies also backed him up there. They also said, we're going to make sure this Winter Wyvern isn't a problem for you.
Yeah, those, I think Limp, honestly, just recognizing the fact that he can get the jump on him there is perfect. And yeah, like you said, 2-man chrono also, he probably could have only saved the one. Is Limp again.
Hopped into them, stuns Nico Baby, but now has put this Leshrac in an awkward position. The Cold Embrace is only going to do so much for you, especially as the magic damage is enough to kill him, even as the curse comes out. Yapzor, he dies, caught by the ET Limp, jumping forward, seeing his opportunity, seeing their opportunity to be able to beat Secret and place themselves, most likely, it's the first slot here in the Western European DPC. Puppy, very easy kill. The tips being given away. Alliance are feeling it right now. They've got this game.
He tipped Puppy. He tipped Puppy. Oh my god.
Nobody tips Puppy. Nobody.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
This is such an impressive game, really, from Alliance. Like, everybody just doing such a good job of understanding how they need to take the fights. That last one, even FNG just having some fun with it. The ET splitter with the shard, too. He jumps into the back on top of FNG. Now they have so many ways to reach the back lines. 2 racks is claimed. Nico Baby not stopping.
Keeps that a-rolling.
Radiant's top tower is under
Megas.
Dire's
Soon
top
to
tower is
ensue
under
here
attack.
as he jumps forward, seeing if he can potentially catch.
Structures are fortified.
The Winter Wyvern does, and the smoke breaks. Matamaban, he thought he had himself a sneaking position, but he's been caught. No chance to even get out the BKB. The damage just rains on in, and Nico Baby, he keeps on poking at him. He says, you want to get close to me? I'm ready to go. I've got the shard. I can jump in, jump back out. The cookie goes in. They're going to buy back now, and Matamaban, they're going to go for this kill. But Nico Baby jumping back in and then back out with the time walk shard. They're going to try and take down this Aegis and see if they have enough, but they don't quite get him.
They didn't even kill him the once.
They needed that kill. They needed to kill, take away that Aegis now, and then see if they can burst him down a second time. Another double damage.
Oh, well, of course, why not? On top of giving him also, I didn't point this out because I feel like I point it out every game, but Nether Shawl. You know, that magic resistance from Nico Baby has been pretty clutch most of this game, and even just extra amp up for his time locks. Limp's actually the one who's just going to take the DD. He's like, you know what, Nico Baby, you've had enough. I want my fun. I like playing with DD as well. It's my bottle after all.
Yeah, it's fair. Man's not wrong.
Double damage.
I mean, they see Puppy out on the map. They're like, okay, We're just going to go back into the base. Another jump forward, another jump back. He just keeps it going. BKB activated by Limp before the stomp comes in. They're just going to go for Megas here and then potentially get out as Nico Baby keeps on teasing Secret. Nisha going to be saved by the cold embrace, but Tom Man's finally going to come in. He actually pops a contract. They're going to go for the kill now, and a Nico Baby with a 3-man Chronosphere all lined up. A Winner's Curse is going to be able to save them for a moment, but it's all before Nico Baby rains hell down on Secret. No buybacks from those two cores, and Puppy calls it GG. Alliance get another 2-1 victory. 4-0 now, the Western European DPC.
And they're guaranteed now, right? That's, well, it should be as long as they win the other matchups, because they've faced all the hard teams so far in Alliance. Man, they're looking so good in fights. I'm really loving it. That's probably the biggest aspect.